What up, gents? Welcome to TSG Uncut. I am your host, Sean C. We are back with another live stream for your ass. Okay, we are up in here in the house tonight. My gents are here with me. Can't wait to see y'all come in here. I have a very special live stream for you today. It is a very special live stream. Sorry, I had to do something I forgot to take care of before we got started. But we're going to talk about a bunch of topics tonight, and I have done something that I said I was going to do a while back, and I said that eventually I was going to try to, get people on here. I am very proud to bring up our co-host for the night. This is my brother, and the thing is, he has some unique perspective to give to the conversations that we're talking about tonight. So I think that this is going to be a very fun live stream. I hope you guys appreciate it. And without further ado, what up, P? What's going on with you, baby?
Wow, what's up with you? What's going on?
Baby? What's that, baby? I see you got your Saint stuff represented for us tonight.
Oh, you already know. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do.
504, baby. 504. Yeah. Listen, gents, as we get more people in here, obviously, as you know, that I'm going to go shout out you guys because I could not have been in this position without you all. We recently crossed 40,000 subscribers. I want to thank you all who've been in the comments, supporting the channel, telling me how the videos that I've been putting out have been really, really good, and you guys have enjoyed it. P, you saw one of the videos. I think I saw your comment down in there. You saw, which one did you see?
I seen the last two, man. I seen that last one was where the women stopping women for getting men. I'm like, that's some real stuff right there. I almost said a bad word, boy.
Listen. It's all good, baby. It's all good. Actually, I didn't even turn monetization on yet, but that's okay. We can do that later. I have to sometimes what's this conversation gonna be like? You know what? So again, thank you all for being here tonight. Let's see. I'm gonna give a shout out to the gents. Let's see who we got up in the comments tonight. Shout out to the champ. He said, "What's happening?" He up in the house. Thank you for being here, the champ. And we got King up in the house. He said, "What up, gents?" King, great to have you in here tonight. Listen, man, I'm not gonna hold up. Nobody want to hear us talking, just jabbering on for a little bit. We're gonna get right into our first video, right into it. Okay, I did not tell you about what the first video was gonna be because I wanted to let you just hear it and us just talk about it naturally. Okay.
Okay.
Y'all put a 1 in the chat when I play this. Tell me if y'all can hear this, please.
If he gave you a guilt-free pass to sleep with anybody in the world, would you use it?
Yes.
Go smash Drake.
He know who I'm smashing. Yeah, I'm gonna go smash Drake.
Why Drake?
Just because I think that he's sexy and I like his music. Yeah.
Nothing more, nothing less.
Nothing more, nothing less. He looks good and his music is fire. Like he's an idol. Like he's an idol.
I'm an idol too.
He's somebody worth smashing.
I'm an idol too. Okay.
You are. You're my idol.
All right.
All right. Yeah.
All right. We're good then.
Yeah.
What if she gave you a guilt-free pass?
If I had a guilt-free pass, would I use it?
He's trying to act like he don't have somebody in mind, but I feel like he does.
If the guilt-free pass meant that I was about to get $1 million, I'd use it. But I'm not thirsty to go smash any other women.
All right.
Like she's thirsty to go smash Drake.
I'm not thirsty. He asked me a question and I answered it.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Hey, let me put us up on screen. That shit might cause arguments at home later, bro.
Well, I'm glad about myself.
Arguments at home, bro. Okay, so listen, I don't know if you noticed. So the one thing is, this is something that I've noticed with these type of video clips. Okay, the one thing they do is, if you notice, when he asks couples this, the girl always got somebody else in mind. But the dude always be like, no, why would I need to do that? You my woman, right? And then he said the right thing. If me sleeping with them gonna get me the money, gonna get me $1 million for a guilt-free pass, then I'd use it. But you my woman. You're my woman. And listen, and I know there's some ladies out there, that may sound jarring to hear a man say, well, you're mine, you're my woman. But let's be real. Let's be real. When you feeling a man, when you really like the man that you with, and he say, you my woman, oh, that make y'all feel good. All right? It's only when you don't like the man, okay? When you be like, I ain't nobody's man. Anyway, Pete, what you got to think about this video? She wants to smash Drake.
As long as she under 16, according to Kendrick, but that's
man. A minor.
It's a whole nother subject right there. But man, like, first of all, I do agree with what you said about, if a man really feeling a woman, he'll pass on that. But again, that's got to be some damn near close to marriage for most of us, because we already know, we've been taught at a young age, me and you especially, that girl always got that one dude in her phone. There's that one Jerome in her phone that she gonna call on them lonely nights. And you ain't him. So we all know that there's that one guy that we always got to worry about, and you might be that dude. You never know.
I was that him back in the day.
We all know my stories. I can't tell them on TV.
I got secrets, can't leave Cancun. Gotta bring up some Nellyville there, baby.
Get a little hot in here.
Hey man, keep your clothes on. No Diddy.
It ain't that kind of show. It ain't that kind of show. Huh?
Ain't that type of party here, son. Ain't that type of party.
I'll say that for the uncut.
This is the uncut version. The monetization turned off. What are you talking about? Just play. Hey, we might have to do an after show for this, man. Just to while out for my members, man. For my members. Anyway, shout out to the members. For a price of a cup of coffee a month, you can get exclusive videos that you will not see on the channel, where we actually have deeper dives and discussions into the topics that you want to talk about. And if you're one of my members and you're watching and you want to see something in particular that for us to discuss, let me know in the comments or in the chat, and I'll write it down, and I'll make a video on whatever y'all want to discuss. Okay. I've been trying to make it more men-centric on the members only, because we need to talk about how do we work on us and how do we fix us, right? So I want to be about solutions to the problem, okay? And also, too, if you like this shirt, how it fits the cuts real nice, right?
Kind of spiffy. I gotta give me one of them.
I'm telling you, man. Anyway, links down in the description below for all of that, man. Man, it's nice and soft. It show off a brother cuts, Okay, I'm in that gym pushing weight, bro. I'm in that gym pushing weight. They don't know.
And I'm in this kitchen pushing plates. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, hey, you got the big bowl and the big spoon?
Of course. Can't leave home without them.
So what other thoughts you have on this video, man, about the brother here? Hold on, let me see how this. Yeah, so what else you got to say about this one, man? This chick here got the hall pass, want the hall pass, but Drake, man, like, why do women do that? Why do you think women do
that? To be honest, bro, I think just because they spend a lot of time looking at these celebrities more than men do. Let's just face it, we don't spend all that time looking at reality shows and yada yada yadas and yada yada yada. So if you spend that much time looking at these people, eventually, to me, you got to come up with some kind of fantasy about them. It's like us back in the day. We watched music videos, but ooh, dog, if I ever had a chance to give it her, boy, it's kind of the same philosophy. You know what I mean?
Trent's here says, thank you for being here, Trent's 5. He says to keep their options open or to trade up, right? Hypergamy, right? Kevin Samuels been talking about this for a long time, you know, or at least, and a lot of people have, about women being hypergamous creatures.
But my whole thing is, you can't trade up if you ain't got nothing to trade.
Ooh, my God. Let me get the next video. Let me get the next video going. Since you went there with that last comment, right? Since you want to slap them down with that last comment, this next video we're going to watch is about how modern women can't handle rejection.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no. I told you I got some good stuff for you tonight.
Deuce, is this your type?
Nah, that wasn't my type anyway, though.
Okay. What is she giving you though? What type of vibe?
Regular.
Regular?
He called her basic, son.
He called her 500.
No, okay. What exactly is your type? Because I'm certainly not regular. I'm not gonna lie. Like, in my opinion, I'm great. They'll say I'm great. But what is your type?
What do you call great?
What do you mean what I call great?
You said you great. What do you call great?
I'm intelligent. I'm beautiful, in my opinion. I know what I want in life. I'm a legal assistant. I have a great career. I have a lot going for myself. At the end of the day, I know what I want. And that's all you could want from a woman. At the end of the day, is she knows what she wants and she's willing to give you 50-50. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Can we go to the next one?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You the boss.
Anyway, he got that little dog strapped to his ass. You seen that?
Yeah.
Let me put us back up on screen. So, here's the thing. Matter of fact, let me get your thoughts first on what you just seen.
First of all, bro, like real talk, she called herself great, and I ain't heard one great quality she said. It seemed like she repeated all the accolades people have given her to make her seem that she's great. You know what I mean? People made her job seem like it's good. Oh, I'm illegal with this. And people have made her feel like she's cute because I'm beautiful. But you ain't said not one thing about being nurturing, understanding. You know what I mean? You didn't say anything that would make a man seem to be feel for you to be great. You said everything that the workforce makes you seem to be great or whatever, but you didn't say anything that a real man would look for that he would devote his time into you.
Absolutely, and I 1,000% agree with you. Actually, I was gonna say the same thing, right? From what you gents talk about in the comments all the time and stuff like that, when y'all, give y'all the thoughts and opinions and feelings on these videos, you got, and in the polls that I've done on this channel, you guys have told me that y'all looking like respect. Respect is the number one thing a ninja need. Matter of fact, I don't need your love. I need your respect, because your respect of me is going to keep you from doing dumb stuff to me or around me, right?
It's like they always said where we was when we grew up. You ain't got to like me, but you're going to respect me.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Right? Right. You don't want somebody like you, like, yo, you need to respect who I am. You need to respect my authority. Okay? To respect my authority. But listen, let's be real about something. I'm gonna do something real quick. Let me get her back up on the screen real quick. Let me get her back up there. Okay. She a cute little thing. Okay. Look, I'm not gonna take nothing from her. But I love what you said. I love what you said, that she didn't say the things that men want to hear. That's talking about, being in a relationship with her, much less wifing her up. All those things. She talked about her career, right? She, like, I like the fact, I like the fact that she said she's intelligent. I like that. But everything, that intelligence went along with the things that benefit her. Now, she talked about some 50-50 stuff. Listen, most men don't mind doing for their woman if that woman worth it. Or he'll do the best he can with what he got for that woman. Let's put it that way. All right. The whole 50-50 conversation, in my opinion, only has to deal with the fact that men are saying, look, you guys chose this path of independence, right? You all said that we can do it this way and that way. Then you need to help. You need to come up with it too. Then you out there talking about you getting the bag and you working. Then that bag need to be benefiting both of us. You need to be looking toward the future and advancing it instead of these women talking about buying Birkins and shit like that. What are we investing? What are we doing to invest? What are we doing to advance ourselves for the future? And I don't think women think about the future like that. And I was just about to say this. Check this out. King says that thigh tattoo is nasty. I don't know what it looked like. It looked like a cat or a lion tail. And I'm gonna tell you, listen.
It's a possum butt.
Look, man, listen.
Hey, you
I'm not saying tattoos is completely disqualifying. I will say that where, and the why is just as important.
Yeah, I agree.
The where and the why tells me a lot. And them thigh ones, that means you trying to show off something. Like you know what I mean? Like, who gonna see that? So, what you think about that?
Everybody. That's what she wanted to see. Cause that skirt kind of high too. So I'm just saying that I mean, you could dress how you want to dress as a woman, but if you're trying to impress me, I don't want everybody to see the package. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. King says that thigh tattoo got some stories to tell. That thigh got some stories to tell. That poor lion is slowly dying. Shout out to you, Preston. Thanks for being here. Raider, our superstar. She is arrogant. She is cocktail. Gotcha. Who else we got up here? Thurman, one of my members. Hall pass for Drake. What about the brother that looks like Drake? What will your woman do? Your woman do when she comes across that dude, especially if he's taller and muscular? Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. All right. And then Preston says women live in delusion to actually think a celebrity like Drake would want a walking travesty, train wreck, catastrophe, and ugly's misery. All right, Preston is already dropping the rhymes for me now. Already dropping them rhymes. But yeah, man. So I brought this up, right? So women like this, even in their answers in these scenarios, in these shows and stuff like that, they still portraying independent. I'm independent. I don't need no man. This, that, and the third, right? They still portraying that. Make sure you guys hit that like button for me real quick, please. Yeah, y'all hit that like button. Let's get these likes up, okay? I sound like Kevin said, get these likes up. I'm shutting it down. I'm shutting the show. Rest in peace to the Godfather. All right. Now, another thing is I put this clip. I meant this clip should have been behind the one I was talking about, but that's okay. So this next clip is about how we talked about respect in that last video clip. And we talked about respect will not allow a woman to do certain things, right? Check this clip out and tell me what y'all think about it. And we're going to react to it on the other side.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this young lady has the internet in its feelings because she made a video talking about how she walked away from a 12-year relationship and 2 kids. And get this part, her husband didn't do nothing wrong. She just walked away. She said she felt like she lost herself. And she felt like she was the last person in the relationship in the house. It was her husband. He achieved all the goals that he needed to achieve. And she was coming last. And, and it was the kids. She had to take care of the kids. And she didn't have time to focus on herself. So apparently if the man achieved all the goals that he needed to achieve, he must have been a hell of a guy. You understand? Because they got pregnant when they were young. And he still managed to say, hey, I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. So the man didn't do nothing wrong. She just did not feel like she was a priority. I guess that's what she was trying to say. You know what I mean? And the truth of the matter is when you have children, when you have a family, hey, you really not. The kids are the priority. The kids got to come first. because it's time for you to pour into them. You know what I mean? You have to designate time when you know, pouring into yourself. So she got up, walked away, said, can't do this no more. And now that she walked away, she said an abundance of blessings have come her way. And a lot of people feel some kind of way towards this lady. Let me tell you something. You can't be mad at her. I'm not saying what she did was right, personally. I wouldn't have done it. You know, if I make a decision that results in me having kids, I'm going to do what I need to do to take care of them kids. You understand? I'm going to raise the kids. Sorry. That's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Okay? And I'm not walking away from a good woman for no reason. You're going to figure something out. But I ain't walking away from a good woman and some kids. But that's just me. But I say you can't be mad at her. Anytime, I don't care what the situation is. If you don't want to be there, damn it, don't be there. Because she would have done way more damage staying in the marriage. Even though it's hurtful. Even though it's hurtful for a man to say, man, I did everything I was supposed to do. Raise these kids. I'm paying bills. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. Everything women say they want a man to do, I'm over here doing it. And she still walked away after 12 years and 2 kids to focus on herself.
She focused on the streets.
It's selfish. Yes, it is selfish.
Oh, that
But
deep.
it's best that you have her selfish ass the hell away from you and them damn kids before she stay there and be selfish. It's best that she be selfish on her own than to be selfish with you. You know the kind of damage mentally, spiritually, physically she'd have done to them damn kids and to that marriage if her selfish ass had to stay. Let her ass go. Can't be mad at nobody. If you selfish, if you want to focus on you, go do that. Go be happy. And you stay there and raise them kids, dog. That's all I can tell you. That's all I can tell you. At least she was honest about it. Said, look, I wanted to focus on me. I ain't saying what she did was right. I'm just saying she was honest enough to say it. Let her selfish ass go. It is what it is.
All right, man. I'm going to get your thoughts on it first because I have a number of thoughts. Right?
Oh, I have a bunch too.
Well, go ahead, man. You start us off.
I'll say it like this. For this video, bro, my first thoughts is I agree with Shula, partially. Let her go. You know what I'm saying? She do more damage by being there than not being there. So from that aspect, I agree. But it's just this to me, and you know how I feel about this. This to me is just another what's the word I want to look for? Another way that society flips roles on men. Because you would have these women supporting her saying, oh, well, you did what you had to do and yada yada yada. Move on, girl. You good. Da da da. And you have men doing the same thing, supporting her. Well, girl, if he wasn't good for you, come holler at me. Da da yada 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 yada. But a man does that same thing, he's a coward. A man does that same thing, he's for the streets because he couldn't be committed. He couldn't stay committed to one woman. He had to go do this. And there's no support for that man because everybody villainizes him, but she does it, and she was doing what was best for her. She was doing what was best for the situation. It's just like one of them type of things. You know what I'm saying?
No, hey, that is an excellent point, and I completely agree with that statement. I will add to it and say this: that I make no bones about it. I've been married twice, right? And I'm the one who exited both of those relationships. And the choices that I made to leave wasn't that I wanted to leave. Not that I never wanted to break up my family. And you know that about me. I never wanted to do that stuff, right? But when I looked at the totality of everything, what I realized was what Shula said. The damage that it was causing to my mental, my emotional, and my physical health, right, outweighed all the crap that went on through separation, through divorce. And the thing that I wrote down is he say let her leave, there's less damage, but we know that's not true. We know that there's the child support, there's alimony in some cases, because she got a hair up her ass because she ain't happy. Like what I put in that last video, whether it be a skit or not, what the woman gave the man the divorce papers. You seen that part of the clip?
Mm-hmm.
She had get on my last video, right?
Mm-hmm.
She gave the man the divorce papers and stuff like that.
He was like, "Why I'm starting this?" Yeah, I remember.
Right. And she said, I got married basically because she was pressured by her mom.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing about it is when men decide to get on one knee to propose to a woman, like we be meaning that shit. Okay, this is my woman. I'm doing this because I'm down for this. In theory, most men when they sign that paper, when they put that ring on the finger, our thought process, our mindset is I'm in it. Now, some dudes step out because they never was really ready for marriage in the first place. Some men step out because they're not getting what they need. They'll bring it up, and then their needs ain't met. And so they step out, I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just saying that is what it is.
And some men step out because they realize they got married to somebody's representative. It ain't the person that they really married.
Oh, that's a good one. Let me bring up this quote right here. King says, the old I lost who I am story has ruined a lot of relationships. And King, that's funny. Before I seen your comment, I had just wrote down women needing to find themselves. So we are seeing more and more in modern society today that you have a bunch of these women who come out and say, oh, I got married too young and I don't know who I am. And the thing about it is you're inside of a marriage. Your identity is inside of that marriage. So your individualism is not to say that both man or woman shouldn't have some level of individualism, because that's what made you attracted to each other in theory. But that needing to find yourself, why can't they find themselves inside the marriage? If that man, based on all accounts what Shula said, if that man is the type of man that was doing what he needed to do and could be that goal-oriented and set, why couldn't she have talked to him about, hey, we need to find something for me to do? Or he's go ahead.
And that's a brilliant point. That was another one I was gonna make when I said that a couple of them, because my thing is, if you got a man that takes care of everything, you ain't got nothing but free time. So what are you trying to find? What don't you have time to go find? You ain't got nothing but free time. So
Right.
Why not work that situation out to where you talk to him and be like, look, I feel like I'm being suffocated by the kids or whatever, and you never know what that man could have offered you. But just to walk out, like I said, if that was a man, that would be a call of coward. He just walked out on his whole family.
Well, I also wrote down that it's funny to me with modern women that I don't know who I am. I got to find myself. I don't know who I am. I wrote down something that I think is pertinent to what we're seeing today with divorces, especially with women initiating at least 70% of them, 90% if they're college educated, that women used to find their purpose in themselves, in them kids.
Yeah.
And them kids ain't good enough no more.
No.
Right? They ain't got no purpose inside of raising their children. They don't find no satisfaction like they should or like they used to. And hey, go ahead.
Because Sean, that goes back into, like I said earlier, about being nurturing and caring. It's like the modern women ain't born with that kind of gene anymore. It's more of they got that masculinity gene that they born with now, whereas I'm just as rough as you are. You take care of the kids. Why I gotta take care of the kids? It's one of those situations to where when we were coming up, the woman already knew I got whatever I need with my family and my kids. Now the modern society has told these women, No, you got to have more than that. You got to have a fourth CEO company. You got to have this, that, and the third. You got to have 9,000 followers. You got to have whatever it is that the world had told them they needed, besides what they already know, what we knew that women were supposed to be happy with having. You know what I mean?
And I think that women are actually going against their own programming, right? We have programming too, right? In our programming is when we say that this is our woman and we're dedicated to her, there's an automatic switch that happens inside of us, barring nothing going on. I'm saying when you in love, all that shit, right?
Yep.
That switch turns on to provide and protect.
Yep.
Right? To look after your woman. It just turns on. It's in our programming, right? Along with some other things. But let's talk about this specifically. Women are like I said, men build the societies or build the structures for the societies, and women create the communities, right? Men set the foundation for societies, and women build communities because they are a more social creature than we are. Women aren't socializing to that effect, and that's another problem. Yeah, I think that covers all my points on that one. Let me catch a couple of these comments real quick. You better pray that those kids are yours. Oh, that's a whole nother subject. The DNA tested, bro. Like 33% of dudes that get tested and find out that they ain't theirs. And here's the thing. People quote that all the time, but you need to hear that again. 33% of the men tested are found not to be the fathers. Like, we're not talking about we did a DNA test on all the kids. That might be a higher number.
I passed all my goddamn tests, regrettably. Fuck.
Yeah. Well, I had my son tested. She got mad about that one, but I was like, look, I need to know.
That was the only test I was ever hoping to fail, damn it.
King says women like this leave a stable home to go out in the streets looking for what she had at home. Make it make sense. Yeah. So like they'll leave a good man and then get mad because they start like 12 years. I'm assuming she close to 30, right? Wait, they've been married 12 years. Or her 12-year relationship. Yeah. Go ahead. What are you about to say?
But that's because, Sean, some of these women, they get it in their head what they're supposed to settle for when they're not ready to settle. You know what I'm saying? In her head, she might have thought at this age, I'm supposed to have a husband and kids. And when she got the husband and kids, she didn't want none of that shit. She wanted to be back in the streets. It wasn't her time.
Well, let me push back on that, because you have some men in these spaces who feel like, well, women should get married younger when their value is higher. So what you just said flies in the face of that. How do those two things correlate?
Well, I didn't say all women. I said that one. I agree with what that statement was. I mean, I agree with that statement. You do want to marry your woman young because her value is higher. I mean, y'all can build and learn together versus waiting later when a woman is already set in her mindset and it's mostly damaged and probably old baggage that you got to go through anyway. So I agree with that statement, but I was just making an example out of that particular one. She wasn't ready. Her mama said, "Baby, that's a good man. You better marry him." She wanted them type.
Oh my God. It's like that shotgun Harpo wedding.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Yeah. She's a Pop-Tart from the streets belonging to the streets. And that's exactly why men don't want to get married anymore. They don't want to lose everything they worked so hard for. And that man accomplished all his goals, and he's going to wind up losing everything because she had to find herself. So you could be confident as a man in what you want to do. And that man was following his purpose as a man, what he's supposed to be doing. And that's where it comes back to what I said about women not taking, not feeling that sense of duty and purpose by their kids. All right. Shout out to Speak Spanish Now. If you want to learn Spanish, go over to this brother's channel and subscribe to his channel. All you need to do is basically look at a video or two a day, and you'll be on your way to learning what you need to know to be able to functionally speak Spanish. All right. And that really helps for you guys that want to be passport bros or are passport bros, but you ain't learned the language yet. Go over to Speak Spanish Now. Brother O is going to tighten you up. All right. Shout out to you, Brother O. Person says women say they don't know who they are, right? Until they go and find Pookie Licious in the Demon Cedius leftovers of Chaticus. Oh, what's going on? Okay. They holler at each other. When a woman says she gotta find herself, is that just the line meaning I want to get my back up? Oh.
No, that's the back. That's the line that mean they will get their back blown up. That's what that.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's why I had to stop myself. I'm like, no, she ready to go back out and get that back blown out. Because if she wanted to have a backup, she could have just found somebody slept around and just had him as a backup. And there's a lot of dudes that'll take her up on that offer. You know, look, let me put her back on screen. I'm gonna show you. She's not ugly, right? She's not ugly. She got some foundation on, but she ain't got like that overly caked on looking makeup, you know? So, yeah, she's trying to get that back blown. She's trying to clap them cheeks. That's what she's trying to get done. All right. D-Mac, thank you for being here. He said, man's chicks in their 50s still talking about BBLs. Don't pour too much into a woman who's already an ocean. Ooh, damn, that's bars.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's deep one right there.
What's up, man? Is in the house. When I returned from Iraq, I was catching so much heat from my wife. I flew from Texas to Virginia to get my daughter tested. The results came back that she was 99% my daughter. Thank God. Yep, absolutely. But you had to know, because a lot of my military vets, listen, a lot of the military vets, man, if dudes go and get tested at paternity clinics at 33%, shit, it might be 40% or higher for military men, especially the ones that go out to sea or go on deployments and stuff like that. Many of them men that came back and they women pregnant and they've been gone for 2 years. Make that make sense.
That math ain't
We're
math.
in a time where mamas are the new Rolling Stones. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They taking on traits of men. They really are. D-Max is giving back to the streets. Give us free.
Leave us free.
Leave us free. Flown out. That's right.
Oh, damn.
No. We want real women, not something that'll pop like crack rocks. That's funny. Sign nothing, test first. I like it. All right, well, let's get on to our next video. I'm going to set up the next video. Okay, so I brought up those first 3 clips because it all leads to what we have been talking about women being independent. The modern woman talking about she an independent woman. And this is what the basis of our next clip. Let's get to it.
So why do women today want to be so separated?
But because society has shaped us to believe I can do bad all by myself.
Yeah. This slogan.
And let me tell you, I'm all for women empowerment. Shout out to you. You should have your own. You should be able to sustain yourself. You should be able to be an independent woman. However, it should not allow you to be cold and bitter to the ways that the Lord has ordained us to be.
Yeah.
He did not make us to do this work by ourselves.
Yeah.
And so the fact that society has rearranged what biblically was set for us as the foundation, and we coming from someone's rib, now we want to be apart from that so bad.
All right. So, thoughts?
Huh. That was a deep one right there. My thoughts on that is I actually 100% agree with the young woman in the video. I mean, it's the fact that, like, it's been promoted all across the world that you don't need a man. You know what I mean? And now it's becoming a believable statement because women are getting their promotions in the workplace and yada 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 yada. And most men who stay with their women or live together with their women make less than her. So it's becoming they feeling like now they're the masculine party in the relationship because they make more. They can have more of the control. And the fact is, you still gonna need that man. And we ain't gonna get it for what you're gonna need him for, but you're gonna need that man. Because again, a man can give you security that you can't find nowhere else. A man can give you other things that you can't get without. So it's just the fact that the separation thing is becoming ridiculous to me because why would you want to be separated for something that you obviously gonna need?
I think like this. I think that it's cap that these women have conditional masculinity or conditional femininity. Sorry. Women have conditional femininity. Well, if you do this, this, and the third, then I'll be feminine, right? When the truth of the matter, I'll let you talk in a second. Let me finish my thought. This conditional femininity, when certain men come across them, right? Chaticus, Pookylicious, Gloctavius, Felantonio, Chad, Tyrone, right? You name it. You name it, right? You name it, right? You name it. And they will act like little girls around them, like they back in high school again, and he the quarterback or something, right? A dude that don't mean no well. So the last woman had a husband that was doing everything he needed to do, and that wasn't good enough. And I have shown on this channel multiple times that women talk about, well, I don't want to date the square dude. I don't want to date the dude that's doing it the right way. I want to date the dude who getting his money fast because it's exciting. And it comes back to everything is about feelings for these women. You know what I mean? What was you about to say a little bit before I went on what I said?
I was just gonna say that I seen a video that was posted where this woman said, I'm an independent woman. I need a masculine man to walk me through my femininity. And I paused for a minute. I'm like, wait. She said, I'm an independent woman and I'm looking for a masculine man to walk me through my femininity.
No, baby.
I paused for a minute. See, I was wait, what the hell are you now then? You know what I mean?
Right.
If I gotta walk you through it, then that's like me walking with another dude, and that's not what men want to do, in my point of view. So it's crazy to me that you feel like we have to make you something that God already made y'all, and I don't understand that. That's what I was gonna say about that.
No, and what I was about to tag on to what you just said was, if you ain't coming to the table with that femininity in the beginning, why should a man ever deal with you? And that's what I said. Like, they have conditional femininity. They will turn it on for certain men and not for others. And that tells me right there they know what they're doing. So this is what I'm gonna say to you gents that are out there watching. If the woman ain't coming to the table with those qualities, right? If they not coming with the femininity, coming with the respect, right? Especially if you carrying yourself a certain way, that's a red flag. And you need to be able to walk away in those situations, right? Oh man, but she's so fine, blah blah blah. You got to stop thinking with the big head, the little head, and start thinking with the big head. And I'm gonna tell you, once you get older, you see it, man. We trying to tell you, me and him are older, right? So, you know, we telling y'all, we were young, dumb, and full of, you know, see you next month, see you monthly, right?
Ski.
Yeah. But looking at it now, having a perspective, you can listen to what we trying to tell you. Matter of fact, there was a comment. I just seen a comment. Oh, let me catch the comment because it perfectly.
Well, while you catching that, see, I want to say one thing.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
As being an older person and looking at the modern women these days, it's kind of like they aging backwards. You know, when we were coming up, when you were in your 20s and 30s, that was your party years. When you got to your 30s and 40s, you was in your settle down years. Now it seems like these modern women, they feel like, well, if they had a baby early, they lived out their adulthood. So now I'm 30 and I'm 40 and my kids are in school and I can be free. I'm 20 years old again. That's it's like they're aging backwards. And men of our age, we don't want that one. We want the one that's gonna be at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And this is the comment right here from LIW213. Thank you for being here. Great to see you in the chat. You guys are done with modern Western women, guys. Walk away and focus on you. And that's the thing, right? Unfortunately, there's a big ask of the younger men in the audience or that are watching. It's a big ask to tell you to walk away from a woman that don't mean you no good or don't have those qualities you're looking for, even if you're not ready to settle down. And the reason why is because of the mindset of the modern woman. If you put your thing in her thing, okay, and something happened, you are screwed, okay? Like you are screwed, man. Like, and P, I know you could talk to that one, right? Just like, you know, I know you can speak on that one. So,
boy.
Oh, let me catch some of these comments. Military wives are in the clubs before the C-17 wheels have left the ground. My God. Yes, the exact same energy, being strong and independent hypocrites of your own choices and the lives you've chosen for yourselves. What's up, man? Said she was definitely on point. Yes, she was. My woman told me that she's an alpha female. I said, what the hell is that? Exactly.
That's what I
already
said.
read that one. Question to the gents. Are we in times of Sodom and Gomorrah? Oh, I think we are, man.
Sodom part.
Hey, no diddy, no doubt.
I'm about to say, did it.
Did it. You could be a cool, smooth dude. These chicks think you're lame and boring. When really dudes be about handling business, no drama, and trying to stay out of jail. D-Mac is absolutely correct. And let me say something, man. For as much things as you and I have talked about some of these kids in the younger generations, right? You being in law enforcement. I brought you up, I think, on last week's live stream because you and Cutler, my other brother, you all are both in law enforcement. And I talk to you guys about y'all stories all the time and stuff like that. I'll say that the younger men now are learning game, and even if it's via internet, it's still like what they're learning is invaluable, man. You know what I mean? Especially absence of that male figure to be able to listen to us talking like that and get game. You know what I mean? So there's a purpose, rhyme, and reason by having these type of channels that's talking about these things. Brothers, there is a viral video where a sister rejected a medical surgeon for not being ambitious enough. Hell, I have 2 degrees myself. It's over. It's a mental disorder at this point. What'd you think about that? Shout out to you, Afro Nerd Radio. Thank you for being here. What'd you think, man, about what Afro Nerd said?
I totally agree, bro. It's like I said earlier, about time you get to the age where you're ready to settle down, it's like you'll meet somebody's representative, you'll date them, and then when you get serious, when you realize this woman got some issues, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they can disguise them better than anything. Because they've been used to, as I say, they've been so used to lying to the world, it ain't nothing for them to lie to you. You know what I mean?
Right. All right, let's get through some of these comments. Let's get through the comments a little quicker. Let's get one thing straight. I'm not your babysitter. You're either a woman or not. Right? Facts. Walk away. Don't get caught up. You're more important. Right?
Can I comment up?
Yeah,
Can I comment on that last one, see?
This one right here?
That's funny because I 100% agree with that, because it's always funny that the modern women are saying, I don't need a man, but yet they're always looking for a daddy. I find that to be highly funny to me.
That's nice. Thurman said, if we said we need a strong woman to bring out our masculine, they would say we are weak. We had no fathers, etc. Yeah, they would go to sign language. Absolutely. Said, just like women who actually think with their holes instead of their heads end up with the mold in their soul. Preston, focus on yourself and be a better person for yourself. Absolutely. So that brother is saying we need to divest from our black women. I don't think he's saying that. Look, I'm gonna say this again. I made a video. I don't know if you seen. You said you seen my last two videos. Did you see the one I said should black men divest from black women?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
So my point in there was to bring up what that man said about the interest of black men and black women are not aligned at this point. And so maybe he said maybe the best thing we should do is divest from each other because obviously we're not what you need, right? At least the brothers that's trying to do right. And I told y'all I don't think divestment is the answer, but I will also say that I told y'all what my position is on this, and I say it all the time. Go where you are appreciated, not tolerated. Okay? Because that's like in the last video that I showed you guys about women holding other women back. And it was that one clip in there, right? I just lost my train of thought. Jesus Christ. It's the weed talking.
What you sitting on over there?
My bad. Oh man. Yeah, I just forgot. I just straight up forgot what I was about to say, man. It's terrible. Hey, bro, don't laugh at me like that, bro. Don't laugh at the afflicted, bro. Don't laugh at the afflicted. Oh, about the divestment video. Okay, so I wasn't trying to say. I was saying, yo, go where you appreciate it, not tolerate it, and I stand on it because right now women are doing what's best for women, and you have a bunch of single, lonely men out there that don't feel like they got nobody. They don't see no options. It's giving them less hope for the future. So instead of sitting there waiting on that one sister that you like who then turned you down a dozen times, then put you in the goddamn friend zone, bro, go out and explore your options, bro. Don't let just one woman or one type of woman hold you into that box. Look, I say date. I'm gonna go even further, right? Because I want to start. I try to make sure in the videos that there's a strong message of advice. I'm gonna give y'all some advice, okay? And this is one of the things I wanted to talk to my members about in a future members video. But basically, this is what it boils down to. Go with the woman who like you. Y'all sitting there trying to talk to these women who don't fucking want to talk to y'all, who don't want to, who, oh, you're corny, you're a nerd. If she don't see the value in you, be like, okay, all good. Don't get mad, don't get angry. There are women who will pick up you guys who like, yo, they will see you for the man that you are and they will appreciate it. Unfortunately, you're going to have to open up all options to find that woman, unfortunately. And that's just it. That's why you got brothers getting passports and leaving the goddamn country because all options are on the table at this point. That's my position. Now, I ain't saying divest. I'm saying do what's best for you, right? Do what's best
I ain't
for you.
saying divest, but you damn sure could diverse. I'll just say it like that.
Oh, Mars. Justino, man, thank you for being here. They can be your biggest mistake or biggest blessing. Run your program, and if she falls in line, cool. If she don't, she toast. Exactly. That's exactly what my point is. Be with the woman who wants to be with you. You know what I mean? Thurman said, I just returned from Thailand. Big difference. Oh, that brother had a good time. Thurman, you had a good time over there, bro. You had a good time over there. Never put yourself in a position where the woman is telling you to pack your things and get out. Have a standard and have savings. Justina says, the most educated, making six figures, and still need a provider. I smell cap. Yep. You're too young for brain fog. Hey, thank you for calling me young, man. I'll take that. There's a lot of just for men in here.
What is that, Cocoa Midnight Bean?
That's that Cocoa Midnight Bean. Boy, you don't know about that Cocoa Midnight Bean, boy? No disrespect, but instead of your position on not divesting, what is your solution to the big problem that we have between black men and women? I just said it. Thurman, that's my position. My position is you're going to have to look out for you because if you're on your purpose and on your grind, then if you're sitting here waiting on people or women who don't see the value in you, you'd be a fool not to diversify your bonds, right? You got to diversify your bonds, right?
And also, just to add a little something small on top of that, see, sometimes I think that us as men, we overlook the good woman because we get hypnotized by what we think we should want anyway. You know what I mean?
That's
So
true.
sometimes that good woman is in your face, but you're looking at the good booty that's at your place. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand what you really want. And if you really want a good woman, then get you a good woman. If you want a sexy eye show, get you a sexy eye show. And if you can manage to get both, you just a lucky ninja. But
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, yeah.
decide on what you want as a man too.
And that's the thing too. When that's the trap though, right? That a lot of young men will fall into. Actually, I'm gonna catch a couple more of these comments because what we're talking about, the next video involves. Okay, the next video is gonna get into what we're talking about right now. So let's get into this. We need a timeout from our women. 2 or 3 decades should be enough for these hard-headed women to be right. Right. I used to want to give gifts to women, but now no gift is good or expensive enough. And now I'd rather be selfish and lace out my crib and do me. I don't want to travel and buy Birkin bags. Yeah, I hear you. D-Mac laughed. Preston laughed at it too. But going to other women of different cultures is us divesting from our black women, isn't it? What I'm trying to say, Thurman, is I don't have a problem. I've never had a problem dating black women. You know what I mean? I've dated 3 since I've lived here, right? And that ain't the issue. The issue is that if you are singularly focused, it's just got to be black women, right? Or black, and it's like okay, but the American black woman, and you can't find the one you're looking for, that good woman as P talked about, then you might need to travel because there are more black women outside of the country than there are inside of the country. And she's still not from your culture, right? She's still from a different place, someplace that you don't know, that has different cultures, norms, and values. So I'm not saying divest from black women. I'm saying you just need to diversify. Maybe the American black woman or the UK black woman ain't for you, but you can go to Ghana and Kenya and these places that have these. If you're a black person going into those countries and they have these programs that say, "Hey, welcome back," the Welcome Back program, right? Maybe that might be for you. Hell, down in Colombia, I watch these Afro Latinas and men dancing in this little square, this little Congo square or whatever, right? They're all out there. I'm just saying that there are more options out there. People just look where they live at and don't realize there's a bigger world outside of where you live at. Does that make sense?
Like I said, you ain't got to diverse, you can divest.
Exactly.
Or you ain't got to divest, you can diverse. Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Right. You said that way, yeah. Instead of divesting, you said you just diverse. Yeah. I'd rather buy stocks in crypto, and there's that new vet that's smoking. Go to the gym and focus on yourself. There's always Brazil. Shit. It all boils down to P9 discipline. If men don't have P9 discipline by the age 35, 9 times out of 10, men will be tricks for the rest of their life. Ooh, what's up, man? Just dropped us, gave us game.
That's
all right, Thurman said, gotcha. All right, we're on the same page. Right? I'm probably one of the oldest here. I've seen the transformation of black women from sugar to shit. I'm cool with black men divesting at this point. King, you know what? This is why I respect King. That's why he's one of my moderators, because he always gives, like, if you read his comments, there's always thought out comments. And I get it. I'm just saying that there's a bunch of options out there. And the reason why a lot of these American black women are mad is because they see it. They mad at the passport bro movement because they see the options, right? That was in my video from yesterday, where the woman talked about toward the end of the video of yesterday's video, where she said women get mad and try to do all these things or try to argue with men because she knows 9 times out of 10 he can go find somebody else that's better or the same or better than she is. So What do? They use the Kevin Samuel Shammy tactics, sign language, in order to basically bring you down, to try to cut you emotionally and make you think you ain't got no value. And I'm trying to tell you, gents, if you work on yourself and you doing the best, you trying to be the best version of you, you got options. Bro, okay, I'm about to say something. Y'all can take this as a joke, y'all can laugh, okay? If some old, pimply, rankly bald white dude can go over to Asia and find him a 20-something-year-old woman and he's 60, bro, if you sporting this, you look, you could be a square and you got swag. You got swag you didn't even know you had going over other places. I'm saying don't let nobody tell you that you less than your worth, especially if you know that you didn't put in the work. Don't let nobody tear you down. You didn't put in too much work for that shit. That's my message. And then Press says the real reason that relationship's so bad now is because the society we're in has gotten that sad. Yeah. Let's get to this next video. Because this, I told you, we talking about this boils down to what What's Up Man says about penile discipline. Okay. Oh, wrong button.
Most men wouldn't give a fuck about money if money couldn't get them the bitch they
That's
want.
a fact. That's a motherfucking fact. Deep down inside the subconscious
let's
reason.
just call it for what
Bad
it is.
shit.
Nigga,
You saying some shit right now. Nigga live in a motherfucking box somewhere. You know?
Motherfucker will go get this kind of car for the bitch.
Yep.
Motherfucker will go get this kind of house, man. I know when I
Yep.
bring the bitch over, she gone. Motherfucker will work their ass off to build a $10 million company, slave every motherfucking day to marry the dream wife, and she take half of everything the company ever created just because she was there.
Man,
nigga, you didn't really give a I'm not saying niggas ain't driven and ambitious and all that type of shit.
But I hear what you're saying exactly.
Thoughts?
Woo, boy. Oh shit. Oh man.
Let's be real for the listeners, okay? We from New Orleans. We grew up poor.
I was about to go home for you, boy.
Go home, bro. Represent for that.
It's like, bro, that shit there is so true, because even you driven that in your head even as a youngster. Because the first thing you do when you go to your damn school dances, bro, what's the first thing we say? Oh, I gotta be fresh for them bitches, dog. That's the first thing you That's the first thing you feel like.
You remember I used to rock the rayon shirts and stuff, bro?
The muscle.
Oh, the muscle shirts too? I didn't even have muscle back then. I had a grip. I thought I had muscle.
But that's kind of how we instill growing up. So I get what he's saying. I do get what he's saying. But when you get older and you realize stuff, like you said, we older now. You realize stuff. You realize, man, if this car could take you from A to B, you better be happy because that bus pass gonna take you over there. So you better off with this Pinto than you is on RTA. So what I'm saying, if you don't want to ride this, catch the bus. We know that now as older men, but when we were coming up as youngsters, bro, yeah, we had that same mentality. So I get what he's saying.
Hey, when I do the screen like that, you got to keep talking.
Oh, my bad. I didn't know. I thought you had a malfunction. I'm a newbie to this. You got to tell me these things.
That's why I said we need
I didn't know I had the cameo screen.
You had the cameo screen.
I didn't know I had the cameo screen.
You had the cameo screen, then just so that I can go ahead and get this damn beer refilled up, man. What are you talking about?
Well, I did not know that, sir. I thought you was having technical malfunction.
Well, sir. See, that's why I said you needed to come on the show so you wouldn't be such a damn rookie over here.
Well, I'm here now. And I'm gonna be on here for a couple of more of these.
Oh man, all right. But yeah, no, seriously though, I think back, like I'm gonna bring us back, bro. Like when you had the wagon and I had the Stang and we had look, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. We had hoopties. We had goddamn hoopties.
I think we'd have prayed for a hoopty. It was a little lower.
Bro, my first car was a 1979 Ford Thunderbird Town Landau, and it had 5 different types of paint on it. Am I lying?
No.
That had wall paint, spray paint. It was caulk. Hey, you remember them girls that used? You remember them young girls that used to live next door to me?
Yeah, yeah.
And I was driving the what we used to call used to call it the no limit tank.
The no limit tank.
Yeah, the no limit tank. So I'm driving the no limit tank, and them girls like, you too young to be driving such an old car. I said, bitch, you walking. What are you talking about?
That's
Anyway.
like me. I tried to holler at a girl at the station wagon. She said, ooh, that's the station wagon. I said, ooh, that's the bus. Bye.
Yeah, exactly, man. Oh my God. But we were guilty of it. We were guilty of doing things like that, man, because we thought like it would get us more attention as men. And this is what I want to say to the young men that are out there. That was something that we could do back in the day because it was still feasible to find a good woman in those situations, even though we was just trying to stunt. I would say nowadays, the more you show off, right, you only going to attract the type of woman that's going to mess up everything you done worked for, you know? So it is what it is. Wow. What's crazy is all men across the world are going through this in some capacity. It's not just a black issue. Absolutely. We as men have always tried to do it up just to get women. Absolutely. Yep. And the thing that Thurman brings up a good point, and I want to say this. What I'm proud of in these spaces is that men are getting smarter now. And men today are able to do something, P, that we could not do back in the day. And that's hollering at these chicks to say, I'm better being by myself than even dealing with this shit. That's what dudes are today. What do you think about that?
And just to tag on to what you said about that is, again, dudes today, it's more acceptable for them to diverse, as we said earlier, into different races. When we were coming up, it wasn't that easy to diverse. It was kind of a taboo, hidden thing to diverse.
Yeah,
so
you had to hide that.
I had to hide that, like hide it. So
hide it, yeah.
It's like that's different for dudes of today. So that's just a little part I wanted to tag on to that. It's easier for them than it was for us. Your mom used to say if she can't use my comb, don't bring her home. And she meant that. You know what I mean? So
if she can't use my comb, don't bring her home. Look, I gotta catch this one right. What's up, man? Say facts, and more facts, right? Say what you want about pimps, but they tell you keys to dominate women mentally. Pimps, pimps out there now giving good sound advice right now to young men. Right? Pimps is telling you, go for the woman that choose you. I heard that from a pimp.
Yeah, because that's what that whole song was about. I choose you.
King says black men have been there for these women, committed emotionally, spiritually, and financially. They appreciated it until the government gave them an out with divorce, alimony, and child support. Right on.
But see, one more thing I want to say about that being chosen thing. That's another thing that I feel like as older men and younger men have changed. Like when we were younger, we were chosen. Like the girl would choose you. You know what I mean? And that was a big thing. Now it's like they so busy getting chose that they feel like there's always a better option. Like that's what the younger men are putting in their heads, and that's not how it was when we came up.
No, that's a damn good point, and I didn't think of it like that. Yeah, those shirts got me a lot of attention when I was doing the Jim Torture deal for sure. Man, you remember we was rocking them player shirts back in the day?
With the zipper in the front?
With the little zipper in the front, the little stretch shirts. Oh my God, bro. I'm embarrassed to even talk about that shit, bro, but it's funny. It's so funny.
Funny as shit.
Yeah, it is.
That's
It's not the
what
men's
we
fault.
thought we was cut.
That's what we did. I look now, like, oh my God, I had nothing but a gristle, man. Fault they understanding themselves and looking for love elsewhere. Yep. At least you had a car. Yeah, but we had to work for them cars, man. I bought my car.
Ooh.
I bought my first car for $200 off a crackhead. So let that sink in.
I bought mine for $300 at the guy from Soft Touch.
Soft Touch was a car wash, y'all. It was a car wash. What's crazy is all men across. Oh, I read that already. I had a 73 Barracuda, a 73 Nova, and a 79 Grand Prix. God damn. All while I was in high school. Wish I had those cars today. Yeah, if you had those cars today, mine is razor blades. All right, we about to switch gears here, you guys. We about to switch gears, gents. I'm about to hit some subjects that are a little bit more hitting home for me and P, so that we could discuss them for you guys and see what y'all thoughts and comments are down below. But let's get to the next video. You guys have seen this video before, but I wanted to play it so that we could discuss it here.
Yes, I have kids, but I'm not a person that particularly likes to date people with kids anyways. So
why is it?
I don't like to deal with drama.
Yeah, it's a lot of guys that they don't want to date women with kids. Just say you saying drama. Well, let me pick this up. Yeah.
She said, just so y'all know, she said that's not a man, no. So if he don't choose her with her kids, he not a man. Let's keep going.
That's not a man.
The men that don't date women with kids, I understand where they're coming from, because don't no man want to play Mr. Cleanup guy, right?
Why not?
What is it that you can offer me that you haven't given to another man?
Oh my goodness.
There's the reason why I'm saying that, because one, you shared your youth, your fertility, and your womb with another man. So why should I give up my resources to take care of your kids?
Are you serious right now?
Yes, I'm being very serious.
That's some bullshit. If you are a man that has children, to say that to a woman that has children, it almost sounds, it's narcissistic as hell.
Okay, let me ask you this. How are your kids are going to be an asset to me if I was dating you?
I would never date a man that ever asked me no craziness like that.
See,
I would never, because you would never ask me how my kids would be an asset to you.
That's the thing.
That's insanity.
So do you want a man to come in there and share his resources with your kids?
What is the resources that he's sharing with my children?
His finances.
I don't need them.
Because Vic, that's cap. If a man is dating a woman, at some point in time, Vic, a woman is going to want a man to share his finances in the household.
So, gents, I want y'all to pay attention to something with that discussion. Again, I know I played this in a video before on the channel, but I wanted, I didn't use the whole video when I made the video clip, okay? Notice something that stuck out to me was that this woman could not understand why even a man with kids wouldn't want to date a woman with kids. And he brought up a good point. At some point, I think he missed another aspect to it, because it's not just that you're going to share your finances with that woman and her kids that aren't yours, but you also, as a man, okay, hear me out, as a real man, you have some duty and leadership and responsibility that anybody around you, her kids, anybody walking that fucking door, excuse my French, God damn it, monetization is off anyway. All right, make sure y'all contribute there. If you want to be a sponsor of tonight's video, go ahead and send a super chat or a cash app. Because look, to support the channel, you don't have to, but it's much appreciated. Thank you very much. Because I purposely turned monetization off. I had monetization off because like I wanted to be able to talk. You know, I'm not obviously get too vulgar, but I just wanted to be a real conversation. You a leader. You as a man, if you take on a woman with kids, which I know a lot of you guys say, oh, we're never doing this, blah, blah, blah. And we'll get into that because I want to ask P about that specifically. All right. She don't understand that man is also is obligated as a man, as a leader, at least in my perspective. If you in my house, you're under my protection. You are under my leadership and tutelage. And a lot of men don't want to deal with these women because the women don't even allow them to be that. I showed that in the video where the man, in one of my last videos, where the man tried to address the woman's daughter in the kitchen. And she said, you don't talk to her like that. You deal with me. And it's like, wait a minute, though. I'm up in here and she doing something that's disrespecting you. Why wouldn't I check that as another adult? As an adult, you remember Miss Annie Mae that used to live across the street from me?
Yeah.
The little crazy Miss Annie Mae. I was going in my own mailbox and Miss Annie was like, what are you doing in people's mailbox? See, we used to have, as a community, we used to have an obligation to look out for each other. Somebody come around my house that ain't supposed to be there, you as my neighbor knowing me, you gonna call. Or if we outside playing as kids when we was kids, right? And we do something we ain't supposed to do, guess what? Your mom gonna get told later. Your dad gonna get told later. Your people gonna get told later. We used to have that larger obligation. Just because the times have changed don't mean our obligations as men, women, adults, leaders has changed. But modern women want to change that. What you thought about what she said in this video?
Oh man. Wow. First of all, being a person that has done this, you know what I mean? Because, once you reach to a certain age and you looking for a female, there's very few options with women who don't have children. They like the hidden unicorn at this point. So being a man who's done this, what women don't realize is, as you say, you invest in more than just your finances. You invest in your time, you invest in your feelings, your emotions, because again,
didn't even bring that part up.
Some of us men aren't able to be fathers to our own children. So when we get with a woman with a young child who doesn't have a father figure, of course it's naturally instinctive in us to play that role because that's what we feel like we should be doing.
Right.
Second of all, what these women don't understand is just like when we invest, they don't understand when stuff goes wrong, how a man feels when they take that stepchild or child that you living with, or whatever you want to call that child, away. Now you have taken away from that man something he's invested his time, feelings, and emotion in, and you've also taken away a father figure from that child. So they don't understand the emotional situation that puts the man through either. You know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely. Let me put this real quick. Let me catch this. Thank you, Justina, so much for the $10 super chat, brother. He said, for the complexion plate, G, salute. No, thank you so much, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all supporting the channel, man, even just watching and sticking along with the conversation. The other thing is make sure y'all hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, subscribe to the channel. And, most Wednesdays we here. The gents are here discussing these issues. Also, for like my gents like Thurman, who's a channel member, I make exclusive content for the gents where we can talk a little bit deeper about some of these issues. And that's only for the price of a cup of coffee a month, man. Seriously. And more is coming for my members, okay? I plan to do more for the members. When Halloween hits here, I'm in Vegas. So when Halloween is big here. So when I go out for Halloween, y'all gonna get all the exclusive footage of me being out. And I'm gonna show you.
Hey, I might be there with you too, by the way, just so you know. I might be there.
Okay. Fair enough. I like it. Thurman asked a question to the gents. Would you let a woman discipline your kids if you are a single father? Because we damn sure know they won't let us discipline theirs. I'll let you take that one. What's up, Pete? What you think?
Woo, that's a great one right there. First of all, my personal experiences is I've never wanted to discipline anybody else's kids. That's my stance on it. Because my thing is we're in a different society now. You know what I mean? These kids have more power than we did when we had step parents. When we had step parents, they smack us upside the head. We gonna tell our mom, like, you deserved it.
Right.
These kids these days, you smack them upside the head, they go to CPS and you go to jail. You know, it's a different type of situation that we found ourselves in with these kids of this era. So I never want to put myself, because of what my career is, I never want to endanger myself in that way.
So, but he asked the question, would you let a woman discipline your kids?
Again, would it be a woman, or is it a woman I'm in a relationship with? Because there ain't no stranger coming in there and slap my baby. I'm sorry.
A woman, she said, if you're a single father. So there's a woman that you're involved with all together, and then you got kids. Would you let her discipline your kids?
Yeah, I would. Because I, as you was talking about earlier, we come up for a society before these sissy ass parents was around, that if you did something wrong, the neighbor could kick your ass, then bring you home, tell your mama why they kicked your ass, and then your mama gonna look at you and be like, "Oh, really? Thank you," and then she gonna kick your ass. So that was the era I grew up in. So nowadays, if you put your hand on somebody's kid, and they go home and tell their mama, their dad and mama won't come to the street and try to shoot you. So it's just different for me. I got a different mindset. But these sissy ass parents then kind of made that different. You know what I mean?
I think so. I would say yes, I would allow it. And the reason why I would allow it is for a lot of the reasons that P stated. But I'm also going to add that if my job is to help my kids become functional adults, then the first thing they need to learn is how to listen to authority. And if that woman is with me, she has authority in that house. And I would let the kids know, like, hey, when she tell y'all something, y'all need to listen. You know what I mean? Because if she said, I say it. And if you don't listen to her, you ain't listening to me. If you listen to me, you don't listen to me, there are going to be consequences and repercussions. Okay? So I feel that way because my job ain't to be my kid's friend. My job is to be their parent. My job is to instill them so that when they're adults, they have a healthy respect of authority and other adults that will help them go a long way in this world. So I say yes, but as Thurman also alluded to in his comment, modern women today don't want you to do nothing with their kids, even though you done found a man who's willing to be in your life with kids, and you don't use that man, like you use that man for money and resources, but you don't use that man for him being a man, for that authority. Go ahead, bro. What you got?
But you know what I've learned, see, being in that position? A lot of women have childhood trauma from a man that they ain't dealt with yet. So they try to use that to protect their kids, even if they're not protecting their kids, even if they were the man that's giving them the good guidance and the good discipline that they need. They feel like they're protecting their kids because nobody protected them from the ass or whatever the hell happened to them in their childhood. That's why a lot of women feel that way too.
Listen, we need to touch on something. We need to touch on something before we move on to a similar topic, because we're gonna be on this type of topic for the rest of the live stream. Okay. There are a lot of men who feel like when I do the single mother videos, right? A lot of them say never date a single mother, never date a single mom, blah, 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 blah. And I understand. I think, though, they're not looking at the totality of the scenario. Hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a single man, no children, right? No children, and you decide to date a single mother, that's your prerogative. I personally think, though, in today's society, it is not in your best interest. Okay? But we have to look at the flip side of it. Some of you dudes have kids, right? Now, I'm not talking about the men with the kids out the house, because we're going to touch that in a little bit too. Okay, we're gonna hit that one a little bit too. But some of you dudes got kids that may be watching, and then you like, I'm not gonna date a single mother. Now, the example the dude gave was, I still have to invest my resources into kids that aren't mine, which is understandable. If you don't want to do that because you feel it's going to take away from your own kids' resources, that makes sense. But you got to understand, a lot of these single women don't want to deal with dudes that got kids neither. So I'm saying that there are exceptions to the, hey, I might have to date someone with kids, whatever, right? Or for example, let's say you don't want to have no kids. And or let's say you've had kids already, but you don't want no more kids. Well, if you date a 28-year-old woman, 28 to early to mid 30s woman, and you tell her you don't want to have no kids, she ain't gonna have nothing to do with you if you ain't trying to have no more kids. So you with kids might be better off talking to a woman with kids, depending on the age of the children, right? So I'm saying there's exception to every rule, and I told y'all this shit before. The shit ain't black and white. There's a lot of gray. There's a lot of gray in there. Now to my older fellas, right? Same thing. You're an older man. Your kids are grown. You can talk to single women, sure, right? But what if you're an older man and don't ever want to have no more kids again? You don't want to raise little kids no more. Who's gonna be your best option? You know what I mean? Because those younger women are gonna be like, yo, I want to have kids. So what are you gonna do? Just stay with her and then break up? So I'm saying, I'm not advocating for you guys to date single mothers. I'm saying that you got to realize that you got to understand your situation, and you have to make a decision that's best for you. That's going to be in your best interest. That's all I'm saying to you all. What you got to say on that one, Pete?
I totally agree with what you're saying, and the only thing I can add to that is sometimes it's about timing. I mean, if you are a younger guy and as you say all your stuff together, you want to date a woman with children, you might not want to date a woman that just had a 2-month-year-old or a 9-month-year-old because he can still be emotionally attached to that father. You know what I
Oh
mean? And
man,
that's a whole bunch of drama that you don't want to bring into your life because you got your stuff together. So now you incorporating somebody else's drama in your life that you don't really have to. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's about timing. And for the older guys, you meet a girl and she has older kids. They may be 16, 17. You got to understand, you not their daddy. They're not going to respect you the same, even though they're supposed to. And if the woman is on her shit, they should. But you got to understand, most of these young modern women treat their older kids like their peers now, versus still treating them like their kids. So a lot of that is not what we grew up with. Like when I was 16, 17, I couldn't curse in front of my mama. Hell, I can barely do it now. You know what I mean? And now I see these parents sitting next to their kids, and their kids are cursing and shit. And they're like, oh, well, he's 17. He almost grown. No, he ain't grown. The fact is, he should be respecting you more. And that's what they don't teach that anymore. So I'm saying all that to say that sometimes it's about timing. Like if you're an older guy, you want to give the woman with a child, look around for that 9, 10, 12-year-old range where they still growing and wanting to learn and wanting to do stuff to develop a relationship with you. And the woman is out of her past trauma enough that she's willing to let you be that father or that father figure if that's what you want.
Right. Yep. D-Mac, thank you so much. He said with the $10 super chat. You can date a single mother who has a stable household, an ex-spouse that just deals with the kids. Yeah. Yep. That's wisdom right there, bro. That's wisdom. Let me catch this one. I'm gonna get to y'all comments, but let me read this one real quick. This is why it's tricky blending families. They're used to the discipline they've been receiving, and when it changes and gets stricter, the kids grow to despise your tough love. So I agree and I disagree with this statement. You know that I have my stepson Lorenzo. Lorenzo still calls me to this day, and I tell them how proud I am. Lorenzo got his own wife, right? His own kid, and I was tough on Lorenzo, right? Even though he wasn't my kid. And even though my ex used to jump in and used to get mad about the discipline. Lorenzo, as a grown man, has told me on multiple occasions, he said, I want to thank you for everything that you did because you were trying to make me into a better man. And that has made me into a better father. It's made me, I've seen how you work, Sean. It's made me into a better, like how I carry myself at work, and we talked all about this at Cherish's funeral, like when him and I was standing in a hotel room together, and he was just telling me, he said, man, I appreciate everything you did, and he said, I know it was tough dealing with my mom. He said, but, you really showed out for us. You know what I mean? And so I appreciate that. So it is a tricky situation, and not all situations are built equal. And with Lorenzo and Cherish, P is right. When me and my ex got divorced, that bond you have, man, you used to being with them kids every day and stuff like that. And it's like they take that away from you, man. And you can't do nothing about it. The thing that I'm grateful for is that they wound up getting cell phones and they allowed me to be in their life still. You know what I mean? But I've read comments from you guys about how you help take care of somebody else's kids and them kids never call you back again. That's hurtful. That's what you think about that one.
Like I said, see, it's about timing. I mean, some kids feel like you might have been there, and some of these kids feel like you only there for their mama. You know what I mean? Some of them don't even feel like you really care about them. He just here because he with my mama, and it's just sometimes just about timing. That's my basic answer to that one. Because you got some kids where you get on the ground floor like you did with Cherish and Lorenzo, and they respected you as a father figure because it was that perfect timing. Now, if you would have did that 10 years later, we can't say what the outcome would have been. You know what I mean?
No, you're absolutely right. I think that 10 years later, I think it would have been bad.
Yeah.
It would have been bad. One of the few rare times that I dated a woman with kids, this woman had 2 kids and tried to talk to me like I was her 3rd child. That just happened to drink Cavassier. I had to let her go. Yeah. No, man. And that's the thing. And that's the thing. What did I say? Y'all got to be able to walk away. And that's some of the things that I'm proud of these young men today, is because a lot of them are just, hell, some of them not only walking away, some of them just like, fuck it, I'm not going to even get involved. You know what I mean? Louis Daniel Whitehead Jr., thank you for being here. Society did not change these women. These women changed and refused to reject, I'm assuming you say refused and rejected God's word. These girls reject, go to work. 2 Timothy, all right. Yep. Thank you for that. I already read that. Preston says, I'm pretty sure all kinds of ATM SIP machines are lining up to take that deal in their dream schemes. If you ain't got no kids, don't raise another man's kids. That's law. Yep. And I think that's pretty unanimous throughout these spaces now. If you don't have kids, don't deal with a woman with kids, because go have your own family, man. Plan and work toward being prepared, being a man of means and prepared to have your own family. And me and him can tell you that from experience. Proverbs 14:1, wise women 20% versus all foolish women 80%. Right on with that. Preston says, oh, well, too bad, so sad. No one cries or no one cares, lady. So get over it. We don't care if you mad. You made the choice to be up 304 for the Pookylicious carousel. Oh, Preston. Wasting your life giving away that stale cookie and tarted up nookie, expecting the good men to save you from the streets came out of. You came out of.
That's a good point for you read on, Pete. That's a good point, see, because like a lot of these women, they take their anger out on the man that don't want to be a father more than they take their anger out on Pookylicious in them. That is their baby daddy. They like, oh God, I don't mess with him no more. But then the guy who tells you don't want to be a father, he ain't a man. Like, come on now, make it make sense.
Yep. You're right about that one. So let's see. She seriously needs to shut the F up for thinking we're going to take on a responsibility as is. Thurman says, beware, gents. Even older children, 17 up, can be a problem. Don't get caught up. That's why I appreciate good fathers who are still in their children's lives, raising them right. Absolutely, Thurman. I appreciate that. And that's the thing. Thurman, damn, that's a good one. I haven't heard of a lot of these situations, but I would be remiss and I would be naive to say that it doesn't happen. So you got older kids. Let's say she got a daughter or something like that, and the daughter don't like you or something like that, and then try to put you up on some false charge or some shit.
Remember, I said that earlier about that's why I don't do the discipline thing.
Gotcha. And that's exactly why I'd rather have my peace, quiet, and freedom than dealing with walking screw loose and snorting too many head meds and Fruit Loops. Preston, you're trying to get me, but you ain't gonna get me. All right, let's go to the next video, man. So look, we just talked about men trying to, men who do step up, who maybe have kids and stuff like that. But another thing is too, when you have these young men who are single, don't have any families, and when they say, hey, I don't want to deal with a woman with kids, they get shamed. And that's what our next video is going to cover. Let's talk about it.
And when that man got on here and said he wouldn't date a woman with 3+ more children, he also said he don't have any. He also said he value all women. Why y'all was cutting up like that? Like, why y'all embarrassed us like that? Why was y'all acting so desperate, like he said something oh so wrong? If the man doesn't have any children, just why? Why would you want to date a woman with 3+ kids?
Nobody wants that.
Y'all act like he said something oh so wrong. Like, y'all act like, oh, I don't like kids. Like, the man just wouldn't date a woman with 3+ more children, which is definitely understandable. I don't see nothing wrong with it. Exclude yourself out the situation. Exclude yourself out the comment. You're not recommended. You're not going to get picked. You're not what he likes. It is okay. Like, bruh, y'all going in, oh, what do you mean if I have? Right. That's what you have. He don't have to deal with that or accept that. He don't want to date a woman with 3+ more children. You not up for the option. Move on.
What up? So, gents, y'all need to realize y'all don't need to fall.
Yeah. We're not going to fall for a banana in the tailpipe.
Y'all not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. Oh man!
You're not gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe.
Oh no, we're not falling for no banana in the tailpipe. All right, I ain't falling for it no more. Okay?
Hell no.
Hell no.
Not gonna take it no more.
I already read that one. King says, remember that man in the house that got voted out of his stepdaughter's wedding? Oh my God. Did you hear that story? This dude was
I saw that video.
He paid for the wedding and everything, right? Paid for his stepdaughter wedding. They basically, he couldn't bring none of his people to the wedding. They pretty much, the dad, her real dad got involved.
Got to walk her down the aisle.
Then he get to walk her down the aisle. Yes. So, King, thank you for bringing that one up. I seriously rather have 10 bowls of Bitchery's Looney and 10 bowls of glass covered with gasoline pretending it's milk and stale cornflakes doused in Catastrophe City's mistake. My God, Preston.
Damn.
You're trying to get me, brother. You're trying to get me, bro. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. All right. So that's I'm not going to stay on that one too long. We beat that one into the ground. But again, if you are a single man, you shouldn't have to deal with that. 3+ kids and they not yours? Oh, hell no. King said
not this economy.
Hell no. They ordered all food that he was allergic to. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes. And that's the thing too. So he had certain allergies and stuff, and they totally disrespected that man. Although he stepped up and did for the kid, that daughter who was getting married, that her own dad didn't do. No respect. As Rodney Dangerfield used to say, no respect. All right. Now, let's get in. I'm going to play this next clip. I'm not going to even set it up. We're going to listen to what the brother got to say. Check this out. It's a very quick clip, too.
It's two niggas that is hard to beat. The baby daddy and the first love. I try not to get involved in them situations. It's hard to win in them situations. The baby daddy and the first love, them niggas are Thanos and Darkseid.
he called the baby daddy the first love Thanos and Dark Side, bro.
Dark Side.
God dang,
damn.
bro. Hey,
God
but he
damn.
ain't lying. He ain't lying though, man. Like you talked about that earlier when you said like if you get involved with a woman and she got really really young kids, then that baby daddy's still floating around there somewhere. Even if she say he's still floating around. That happened to me, right? I was dating a nurse out here, and that was mistake number one. Okay. Mistake number two is she had a infant. And mistake number three was she was a nurse again. Hey, nah, bro. She was from
I remember the story. I know. I was there.
She was from Costa Rica. She was good. She was gorgeous, right?
Yeah, I know.
She was one of Sean's girls.
You one of Marcus guys.
One of Marcus's girls. Yeah. Hey, actually what you said earlier is 100% correct because what'd you say? You got to get past, the booty, right? You got to get past what she looked like to realize they ain't good for you. That ain't, you know what I mean? You ain't never lied about that one because I went through that one. I got dragged on that one. Look, gents, I took an L on that one.
Woo, boy.
I took a straight L. And I'm gonna just hint y'all in. I told y'all I don't have any problem telling y'all what I've been through because I don't want y'all to make.
I was about to say, we gonna tell this story?
I ain't telling the whole story, no. But
okay.
Let's just put it this way: the baby daddy put a tracker in her car, and then showed up to my house. Bruh. Hey, stop laughing at the afflicted, bro. Stop laughing at the afflicted.
Oh boy. I cry. Oh, yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
It wasn't funny at the time, Ninja. It wasn't funny.
It was hilarious to me.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we're gonna leave Ninja story out of the story.
Bro, I had an elderly woman tell me that being a good father ain't all about taking your daughter around the world and spending time with her. Ain't all about taking your daughter around the world? If you able to do for your daughter and spend time with her, how's that not being a good dad to your father? A good father or a good dad to your daughter? That's crazy.
I don't even understand that one.
A Bill will reach back for that first love that she hasn't seen since a decade ago. That's what happened to me, man. I asked her point blank. I said, hey, how involved this dude is in your life? And the woman told me, she said straight up, she was like, we ain't together. He out of the picture. You ain't got nothing to worry about. Till that ninja showed up at my front door. And it almost got pretty bad. Right? Mistake number 4. Stop snorting lonely baloney. What? Yep. Mistake number 4. Stop snorting loony baloney. Living in Nutty City. Thank you, Preston, for stepping on my neck even further. Jesus. See if I ever share with the gents again. All right, check it out. There's another aspect. So he talked about, the last man talked about how like the first love and the baby daddy is Thanos and Dark Side, right? Or Dark Seed or whatever you want to call it. Right? Check this. I know. It's hard not to say it. It is.
I told you to stop bringing her some food if you're not gonna bring the rest of my kids some food.
Bro, I only have one child with you, bro.
I know, but still, I told you that's not fair for her siblings for her to have food and they don't got nothing.
That's not right.
I mean, that's not really my problem though, bro. Like, I make sure my daughter is fed, bro. That's
I mean, yeah, I get that, but still, you can't think about my other kids. They don't have to be your kids. Do you get them a little snack or something? You can bring her food.
that's not my problem, bro. Like, I sorry about your other kids, but I only got one daughter, bro, and I
That's
gotta make
messed
sure
up, bro.
I gotta make sure she's fed.
So there was another video that went viral where the dude brought his daughter or his kid McDonald's, and the woman smacked the McDonald's out of his hand, talking about if you ain't gonna bring something for all the kids, then you don't bring it for none of the kids. What y'all think about, gents? Let me know in the chat what y'all think about that. Is he wrong for taking care of his child, or should he have brought some stuff for all the kids? What's your thought on that, Pete?
Look, my thought on that is I got one responsibility in that house. That's my thought. Now, if I want to be nice and I could afford to, and it's my choice to bring all the other kids some food, that's fine. But that's my choice. But my responsibility is only to that one child in that house. And that's just the way it's gotta be.
Look, I can't add nothing else to that. I feel the exact same way, right? Sean, tell us those mistakes. Hey, man, again, I told y'all, man. Bro, stop laughing at the afflicted, son. Jesus Christ.
My bad.
Yo, listen, look, and that's the thing, Thurman. That's something else. If you become a member, I don't mind sharing those stories with my members. You know what I mean? Like, you guys pay for exclusive access, and I want to be able to tell these stories to you guys, even on the channel, even those who subscribe, because that's what older dudes do. You drop game. You let people know, yo, I did this, bro. Don't do this. Don't go down this path. I made that mistake. You know what I mean? And so hopefully we can all learn from it. We can all get better from it. And even for the women listening, when you listen to me talk about that stuff, now you get to see it from a man's perspective, and you get to see like, yo, hey, I tried to be straight up, tried to do this, tried to do that, and then she wasn't dealing right. You know what I mean? She lied and didn't deal right. So men go through this all the time, especially good men. And that's why you got so many good men now. It's like, you know what? I'm just done with this whole thing. I'm just done. You know what I mean? If you've seen the amount of comments on these latest videos where men talking about, I've been checked out of the dating game for 10 years. Bro, you've been checked out of the dating game for 10 years? I mean, a decade, bro. Like, that's prime real estate, bro. You know what I'm saying? But some of the men, to be fair, some of those men checked out when they got to about 50 and they close to 60 and they've been checked out for 10 years. In that realm, you just don't want to deal with no BS at the time. You know what I mean? You just, hey, I'd rather just be alone. I'm okay with my peace. Now, I did my running when I was younger, and now that I'm older, I ain't got to deal with it no more. You know what I mean? First of all, how's that any of the woman's business about that man's family? Right. My bad, big bro, homie TSG. Nah, bro. Like, I was just playing about. I'm only joking when I say about not messing with the afflicted, bro. I'm joking on that. I can take a joke, and I'm secure in who I am right now, and I'm secure at where I am. And I told y'all I got a good woman, so like none of this stuff bothers me. I laugh at it now, and I hope that even laughing at my expense, I'm okay with it. I'm okay. Dark Seed and Flicted is wild. Flicted is a throwback saying. Oh yeah.
He must don't know where we from.
Yeah. We from that 504, baby. We from that 504. Y'all can see right there, baby. This is your show. I'm just going along with it. I know, bro. I got you. D-Dog, TSG, how you doing? D-Dog, we good, bro. We still got more to talk about, so you ain't that late, bro. You all good. Press says, D-Dog, yo, salute. Yep, great to see him up in here. Sometimes we as fathers, divorced or separated from the mother, you just have to let the check raise the child and hope that when the child comes of age, they reach out to you. Oh, I am so glad. You and I both got stories about this. You want to flip the coin on first? Let's go. I'll let you answer first.
Oh man, shit. Where do I start on this one? See, Well, me and you both know my situation with my kids. I ain't gonna say first kids, y'all from the same woman. But I went through and still going through some stuff with that. But I still took care of my responsibilities, still sent my money. And again, we'll get into that child support thing a little later. You said, so I'm gonna back off of that one.
Okay,
But
back off that one.
I was always waiting for that day that my kids would see what I saw and reached out. Now, granted, it didn't happen the way I wanted to, but I got one, and that one I'm grateful for. So for that, I can speak a lot about that by saying it's a hard thing. It's a hard thing, but it's what they designed for you to do. Even though you're sending the check, they get the luxury. But we'll talk about that later. But yeah, that's a hard thing to go through.
So for me, my daughters, I have twin daughters. My twins came to see me up in Hawaii when they were about 15 years old. At this point, I was done going out to sea. So they said something. I don't exactly remember what they said, Pete, but they said something to me. And the next thing I said out my mouth is I said, "Do your mom talk about me? Talk about me still?" And they said, "All the time, right?" And I'm like, "Wait a minute, bro. They 15. That mean that woman been talking about me for 13 years, bro."
Bro, hold up. Before you say that, mine 25 and Cam still tell me she can't keep my name out of her mouth.
God damn, bro. So, right. So you get what I'm saying. So at that point, so I said, "Have you all ever heard me talk about your mom?" And they was like, "Nah, you don't talk about mom like that." I said, I said, "Ask me anything you want." And listen, I had to answer some tough questions, but we put it all out there on the table. I put it all out there on the table. I told them what happened through my perspective. And I'm glad they smart because they lined up the events, and I'm sure this happened with Cam too, right? Started seeing it, right? Put this together. Now it makes sense. And so at that point, it was like, yo, now listen, things ain't perfect because I still was gone because I was out to sea a lot and stuff like that. And kids never gonna understand that. They understand better now, but they didn't understand that, 9 coming up on 10 years ago. They didn't understand that. And what I will say to you gents out there that is a paycheck father because you can't, get access to your kids the way you want to. First of all, don't talk bad about the mom in front of the kids ever. That right there was probably one of the biggest things that helped me out, right? They knew what I was doing for them, which was they knew that I was providing for them. And then something else they learned was I knew their mom was buying clothes and bags and all kind of shit. So I was close with my stepdaughter, who I raised her since she was 4, but she was older at this point, right? She's an adult. So I would send money to her to get them the things that that my ex wasn't buying them. Draws. Like they didn't have draws, bro. Right? They didn't have their bras. They didn't have their, you know what I mean? They didn't have their necessities. So I would send the money to Cherish and Cherish would take care of it. Then Carol found out and then called me like, "You ain't got to send it to them. You send it to me." And I was like, "Yeah, no. Yeah, that's not happening." You know what I mean? Because you ain't doing what you need to do with the money. So, so that's my story. So my point to you all is this: do right by your kids, make every attempt and effort to keep in contact and communication with them, and then one day be real. If you ain't done nothing wrong, then let them say, "Hey, ask me what you need to ask me, and I'm gonna tell you the good, bad, and the ugly."
And to piggyback off what you said, see, that's what I had to do. It's a hard thing for a man to erase the brainwashing of a mother to a child.
It's tough.
It's a hard thing.
Oh yeah.
It's a hard thing because your kids are basically brainwashed because that's all they ever know. So why would my mama lie to me if she been taking care of me my whole life is their question. And that's because you know your mama. You don't know your mama's name. You just know her as your mama.
Her name,
I
yes.
know Shayla. You know what I mean? You don't know Shayla. You know your mama. So it's hard to explain to them how they have to see one for the other until they get older and they start seeing these things. They start seeing these patterns in their moms or in their father, whatever case may be, and then they can start making their own judgment. But you have to answer those hard questions and be like, well, this is why this was, and this is why this was. And even when I did it, it still took a while for him to come around to the fact of, well, damn, is he still lying to me? Because my mama called him as a liar, da 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 da. But what he always say now that he said, Dad, you know what? I respect the fact that even though when we were going through our things and I wasn't sure what to believe and who to believe, you never talked bad about my mama. But she still constantly talked bad about you, and that tells me a lot. And I left it at that. I said, well, I said, again, son, I told you this from the beginning. I said, you'll see who your mama is in time. I don't need to break her down. I don't need to destroy her because I don't have nothing to lie about. Now, if I was lying about something, then you would obviously have to find the fault in my lie. But because I'm not lying, you'll see it yourself in time. And over time, he has seen everything to say, everything I said was true.
Same thing with the twins, man. So now, like, they're adults and they're dealing with their mom, and the same type of things that I talked about when we had our big discussion is the same things that they see how she deal with them and how she dealt with their older sister and how she dealt with their older brother. And now they see it for themselves as adults, and they're able to say, well, damn, okay, look, now I had to go back and do some damage control. I said, listen, I understand that now that you're mad at your mom, and my intention ain't for you to be mad at your mom. You get one mom. I said, you just need to know. Then I gave them something else they didn't have. I gave them the why, right? I gave them the why. Your mom went through this back in her past, and this is why she is the way she is today. Is that going to give you leverage over her? Absolutely not. But the why, like they said in the Matrix, the why gives you power, right? When Morpheus, Neo, and Trinity went to go see the Merovingian, they said, "Hey, give us the key maker," and he said, "Why do you need the key maker? Do you know you were sent here? You come to me. You come to me because you were sent. You didn't come to me because you know." You got to go do something real quick.
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. So I was like, look, I gave them the why so they had power in those situations when their mom was being their mom. Again, you get one mom. My job ain't to badmouth her. My job is to tell you that's your mom, and you deal with her the best you can. But you are an adult, so don't let her gaslight you and manipulate you into thinking or feeling a certain way. You're an adult now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I think they're learning to navigate those waters. And so, shout out to any of my brothers and sisters or brothers out there that may have gone through something similar, because this is the kind of things that don't get talked about enough. You know what I mean?
And one
And
last
also,
point on that. One last
yeah,
point on that. See, I won't cut you off. One last point on that. You know, the funny part is, after everything I told him that his mom put me through to separate me from them, it was hard for him to believe until he started talking to me, and his mom has now separated herself from him. So now he sees the type of trend
from
that
talking
she
to you,
is.
from talking to you.
Yes. By him From him talking to me, she now treats him differently because now she feels like he chose sides versus him just wanting to know his father. And now he sees
That is a
that,
good
oh,
damn
if my
point.
mama could do that to me, if my mama could do that to me, then I know she did it to you. And that's where we are now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I just had to add that last part.
And that's the thing, part of the manipulation that we seeing from these single moms, man, or these moms, whatever, that they want to manipulate the kids to where for two things. Two things. One, they basically want to use it's kind of what the Green Mile, right? Big old John Coffey. He talked about the dude that Wild Bill, how he used their love against them. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And he
Mm-hmm.
said, he used their love of for each other against them, and that's how he was able to get them. And so that's what these some of these moms are doing with their baby daddies. They're using that man's love of his children against him to punish him because he ain't with her no more, or he didn't do what she wanted him to do. That's the one thing, right?
But can I touch on one more thing about that too, see?
Yeah.
Before we move on, let's talk about all the sissy ass stepfathers that support these baby mamas that talk about their baby daddies, the ones that's trying to be there, and they'll support that negativity bull BS because they dealing with her. You know what I'm saying? Instead of them stepping up and being men and being like, well, let me find out about this guy myself, or let me do my research on what's going on. They'll sit there and talk bad about the kid's father because the mother does, and they know nothing of the man. They just know what she said.
Right. So I don't know if I told you this, but I'm actually cool with my son. Like,
yeah,
so
you told me. Yeah.
My son's mom remarried, and her husband was ex-retired military as well. So him and I speak the same language. So a lot of the times when she and I wasn't talking no more, a lot of times I just talk to him. You know what I mean? And we talk about all the stuff, you know, like what's going on with my son and, you know, what he needs to be doing. We can communicate like that. And I'm blessed because that's a rare situation to be able to talk to the other man and have a man-to-man talk about raising your son or raising your daughter or whatever. See what I'm saying? So,
but that's because these men are too sissified. They rather follow the woman's lead than to find out on their own, so they can stand up and be like, "Hey, I met this dude. Is it because y'all didn't work out that he mad, or is he just a shitty father?" You need to take the time out to find that out for yourself.
Right. And ain't that what the man said in that video? He said,
yeah, that you had played on. I was about to start pointing that out. What the man was like, you put me against your baby daddy. He might not even be a bad guy because you just don't want me to like him. I saw that, and that's where I came with that point, and it hit my mind when I saw that video. I was like, I got to make a point on that with this one. I remember. I told you I watched.
In all seriousness, TSG ain't no well in 10 hells, a real self-respecting man that's worked his entire life just to lose it all to some money-hungry trout mouth leech. No, I get it, man. I get it.
Trout mouth heathen?
Trout mouth heathen? More and more brothers checking out of the dating game. I see it every day I go out. Same here, bro. I really do too. Tough love on the channel. We being ourselves, and I'm loving it. And that's kind of why I wanted P to come on tonight, because you know, ain't too many people know me the way he do, you know, and we know each other's situations. And based on this topic, I thought that we had a lot to lend to the gents tonight. So I wanted to have us together on this specific topic. Right? 100%. The Most High is always watching. Do for your kids, regardless of the mom. Tables always turn. Gotta stay solid. Yup, exactly, bro. Exactly. I seriously have absolutely no sympathy for women who are supposed to be strong and independent and waste their lives being streetwalkers, slobber knockers, and cream on the cobblers. Oh, Preston. Preston Gore, how you doing, my guy? Absent fathers with bad mothers are guilty until proven innocent. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I always say that. I always say that.
You ain't, Thurman ain't never lied on that one, bro. I'm chilling like a TSG villain. How about you? Okay, y'all talking. You right, Sean? P, speak on it, bro. Yup. We got more to talk about. We must be directing the choices we make in our lives, be clear in choosing the path that you take, and don't ever take another man's wasted mistake babies. P, spitting facts. That too. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next one. I'm just gonna play it. I ain't gonna set it up.
Women get mad at me when I say a lot of children that grow up in the single father households fare almost, not the same, but almost as well as two parent. And I think, just from my thought process, I think it's probably because they're not afraid to ask for help, to say, hey, I can't do it on my own. What do women like? What do women do this? Can you help my daughter with this? Can you help my daughter with that?
And I'm not saying this to be disrespectful to any woman out there that's playing, that has to do with growth. But I'm coming from a household
that my father never wanted the credit for being both roles. He never wanted it. He was like, I am your father. That's it. Like with me, with my daughter, I am your mother. There's no way I can't fill the shoes of a man.
Yeah.
I would be wrong and like discrediting any good man if I was to take that role. No, that's not, no.
So I played that because I think I brought that up earlier. I think I said that earlier about being their parent. I'm not their friend. I'm their parent, right? And this clip was about women talking about, well, I did something. My behavior is keeping the man away from his own kids. But yet I'm going to say I'm the dad and the mom in this situation. Or they like to say, this is my child. And Charleston White talked about this, right? Like they want sympathy for all the shit they go through. But when they talk to the man, that man, they like, this is my child. And that's disrespectful, especially if you are trying to do right by your kid. You are talking to your kid. You are dropping knowledge. You are, providing for them. That's disrespectful. But they know it's disrespectful, and that's why I believe they do it anyway. What's your thought on this?
Well, bro, I'm gonna tell you, speaking first-hand experience on this one. It's the law, man. The law makes them feel that way. And I'll explain it to you by saying this. I get put on a piece of paper that tells me these are my obligations. This is what I'm responsible for. But on this same sheet of paper, it says that the woman is responsible for this, and this. The difference is they'll enforce my responsibilities by garnishing wages, etc., etc., etc. But they never enforce her side of the paper, which then turns around to make them feel like I ain't got to do nothing. This is my child. They gonna do what I tell them to do, and ain't nobody gonna tell me different. And it's the facts. The law doesn't tell them different. The law tells them that's their child. Because, like I said, you'll enforce my side of the paper. But you'll tell me when I go down to the courthouse to tell you, hey, she's not meeting me at this place, or she's not opening the door when I come. Well, sir, there's really nothing that we can do to make her open the door. What you mean? You can take my money, but you can't enforce me being a father. Make it make sense. So a lot of these women have it in their head that is their child because the law has put them on this pedestal to say, I can do whatever I want with this baby and you can't do shit about it. Excuse my French, but that's what it is.
I have a question, and it's more rhetorical because I know y'all know the answer, gents. P, I know y'all know the answer. If the law is so much for women, making it their child, as you stated, how can you fault any man for not being invested? I'm not saying it's right, and I'm not advocating for it. You know me. I'm not advocating for that.
Oh, hey, we've had this conversation, so we deep on that.
But how can men? He not around. How can any man be invested in that type of situation? See, one thing that women don't get, or they do get it, and that's why they're feigning ignorance. But they know, like I said earlier what I said in the previous segment, they know they're gonna use they know that child, that man's love of his child, or him wanting to be there for his kid. They use that love against him. Why would any man want to sit there? We don't do well being in our emotions. That's when we make the most mistakes. That's when we do the most BS, right? That's why you got all these little kids out here, and you've talked about this to me, about these little kids out here carrying, right? The young kids are the biggest thugs, you said to me, right?
Yep. I put more of them behind than anything.
Right. So how can any man be invested in a situation that's going to hurt him and hold him back? I'm not saying do that. I still say, look, you do the best you can so that when your kids are old enough, just like Thurman wrote too, that you can talk to them later. So stick to your guns, do the best you can. But can you really blame some of these men who like, I ain't dealing with this shit. I don't deserve this. And that man is going to be called a deadbeat. He's going to be called a piece of crap. He's going to get called everything under the sun, except a father, except a dad. You know, they talk about our feelings, right? Like, oh, men need to be more open with their feelings. But every time a man is open with his goddamn feelings, especially concerning his kids, everybody shoot him the hell down.
You always say you could have done more. You could have done more. There's times you can't do anymore. You have to sit down and take what's given to you and deal with it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And just to add one more thing about this whole situation, it's the fact that we talked about this when we had this whole conversation about the Roe versus Wade situation with the abortion. Again, it goes to the fact that a man doesn't have a choice. A man does not have a choice. When he gets that phone call, text message, page back in our day, whatever you gonna call it, saying that I'm pregnant, your choice is over. The only choice you have is, am I gonna be there or am I not? That's the only choice you have. Versus the women who basically make the rules. I have to decide to make the choice of having this baby, and you gonna be there or you gonna pay for it. That's the way it works.
Right.
So again, when a man isn't given a choice and now he has to wrap his mind around the fact of, I now have to be a father to this baby, I done put my preparation, my mindset didn't change. I'm going to be a father now. This baby comes out, and 3 months down the line, the mother says, no, you're not. That fucks with a man so hard mentally that nobody understands that. Because you now have changed your whole mindset. Your whole life has changed. Because you didn't have a choice. She had a choice not to have it. Right. She had that option, but you didn't. So I'll just leave it at that.
This is why gents, you need to be protective of your seed, man. You really got to be protective of your seed, bro, because once they have it and they have the choice and everything like that, then you don't. You don't. And you're under the boot. I'm not going to say of just her. You're under the boot of your ex, who also have the backing of the government. You know what I mean? Like, you can't beat that, bro. You can't beat that. Women will toss out that my child stuff, and I'm the custodial parent. Thankfully, kids can see through her BS. Absolutely, King. That's a great point. Exactly, TSG. Why even deal with kids who developed the "you're not my daddy" syndrome? That heifer can kick rocks and get on. Thurman said, if our laws would change, they should award the children to the most competent and financially stable parent. Fathers would happily take their children without child support. Boom. This brings me to another story I have.
Go ahead, see. I know what you about to say.
This brings me to another story I have. So when the twins came and visited me when they were 15, they went home and everything like that. They had a great time. You know, they had little chores and stuff to do around the house. I showed them how to catch a bus. I showed them how to do things on their own while they were with me, you know? And even when my son was here this summer, same thing. There was little things I was showing him as a man. Hey, man, hey, when we leave, when we get up, we make our bed. When you get up, before you leave this house, your hair is done. You looking fly. You got a fly outfit on. You know what I mean? These were little things that I was doing while my son was here. So they went home. And then at some point, I thought to myself, they got 3 years left. I'm on permanent shore duty until I retire. So I called my ex and I said, hey, why don't you let the kids come live with me? I will continue to pay you full child support. But I feel like they should let them get some time with me. That gives you time to kind of do your own thing, kind of get some break from all this. And I will take the kids on. I can do it. You know what I mean? And this is what she told me. She said, that would be too easy for them. And I'm like, what the? And I said, what the F does that mean? And she was just like, I just think it'd be too easy for him. And I pondered that for a number of years after that. And what it meant to me was, and this is what I say all the time, them mothers don't want to know that if those kids go live with the dad, that they turn out better because they'll feel like a failure. They'll feel like, yo, he did better than I did. And it's a scorecard with these women. What you about to say?
Man, I was about to say it's to come to the fact that they don't want the trophy being taken from them as the do all, the do all person. That's the thing. They pride themselves on being able to say, your daddy didn't do, your daddy wasn't here, your daddy didn't this, I did this, I did that, I did that. But that was your choice. So when you make that call to say, hey, let them come live with me, they take that as, oh, he's taking my trophies away from me. Now I don't have nothing. I don't have nothing that I can basically manipulate anymore. I don't have nothing that I can take control of anymore. It's like you taking control from them. And that's one thing they can't handle. But speaking on that, I did the same thing. My mom had called me and she said because my mom and my baby mom would share information because she wasn't even talking to me. So my mom would give me information and say, hey, Cam's doing this and Cam's acting up and Cam's doing this. So I calls her and I'm like, look, why don't you give them to me and let me fix with you? I said it rudely that you messed up. She told me there's no way in hell.
You messed up when you said that shit. You know that, right?
Hey, but it was true. And I was young too. So then she says, there's no way in hell I'm letting you have my child. That's the exact words, right?
You said my child, huh?
So we're gonna fast forward. We're gonna fast forward to about a year ago when me and Cam finally sat down and talked. And we was talking, he was like telling me the stuff he was going through as a young kid. And it broke my heart, bro, because he was saying all the stuff he went through and all the times I was asking my mom for my dad. I just want my dad. I just want my dad. And the stories he was hearing about me, I was actually dead at one point in time. Can you believe that shit or not? But all the stuff
crazy. It was crazy when you told me that shit too, bro. I was like, that broke my heart.
So all the stuff he was telling me, when he was like, man, all that could have been avoided. You was right there, and my mom wouldn't even give me to you, and and that's all I wanted. That's all I ever wanted. Man, that shit broke me down to my brake pads, man, because it makes you feel helpless to know that you were there and couldn't be there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
absolutely.
That's my story on that one.
That's a good point. And that's exactly why good men are leaving, so they don't have to deal with the horse crap, BS, garbage, worthless, freeloader baggage. Yep. If men open up to our feelings, we get called soft. Oh yeah, absolutely. Exactly. In all seriousness, G, what I meant was, why would a man know his worth and his value, take the responsibility for someone else's business, just lose everything he worked for? No, absolutely, he wouldn't. And I'm not telling men to do that. That's not what I'm saying. These women really need to stop starting too many cuckoo loops and yahoos. Next video. Let's get to the next video clip.
5 women from Arizona sued child support because they were getting government assistance. Child support was taking all the money. 5 women said, hey, why are you taking all the money? Like, how are we supposed to support these kids? In that case, to keep the money, child support services had to tell on themselves. They said that child support was not in the best interest of the child. It was never intended for the child, nor the custodial parent. It was intended to benefit the state.
So I know that you got a lot to speak on, or you got a little bit to say on that one to the gents. So I'm gonna let you cook for a second.
Man, as that man said, man, child support is to me one of the biggest fraud games that they got going on. Simple for the fact is, like I said earlier, they will obligate you to be the father or should I say the paycheck, because you're never going to be a father. You're just a paycheck to them. but not give you any benefits of being a father. So you're telling me that you can take my money to support my child, but you can't give me any rights to be there for my child. And it makes no sense. You call them, they have no answer, but yet and still y'all taking this money out of my check every month, but you can't give me any answers. And to me, it's just one of those things that I feel like, me and you talked about this, that the law should be revisited, but it won't, because again, like the man said, it benefits the state. And the states are making the money, and the fathers are suffering, and the mothers, as I hate to say, most of them are using it to their benefit and advancing from it. And it still leaves the father in a bad situation. He can't afford to sleep, or can't afford the car, can't afford anything, but yet he has to make sure he gets to work and take care of these kids. He has to make sure he has that paycheck coming in no matter what. While the mother gets to live her life, make her money, remarry, and have 3 incomes, while the father is struggling with a half of an income. It's just how it works.
Yeah, yeah. So listen, on the flip side, I got lucky because my decrees didn't go through the state because it went through a divorce decree. But here's the thing about it though. What they don't tell you is when you live in different states, it's hard to get them to enforce child or whatever thing y'all have in y'all decree cross state lines. Because at one point when I retired, I lost about 40% of my income, right? And I was prepared for losing 40% of my income, but that means now I don't make the same amount of money. And then when I tried to go through the state, try to go through their state, and they state say, well, you got to go talk to the state that it happened. I talked to the state that happened. It's like, well, you got to, I called the state that we got the decree through, and they said, well, you got to talk to the state where the child is at. So I talked to the state where the child was at. Then they said, well, we can't do nothing about it here. You got to go through where you at. Then I went through them, and they say, yo, we don't have no jurisdiction, whatever. So like I had no power in this. So I literally was paying the same amount that I was paying when I was making a lot of money. And now I got this 40% cut. You know what I mean? So like that was a lot, bro. It was a lot. Now I made it work because I got to, I started working again, and I'm always be okay financially. But bro, that was a hit for a little bit. You know what I mean? He said, "Take that ass to court. You can sue, can't you?" Not in all instances. No. I told you they're not. Those states don't. No. Them states don't talk.
Here's the funny thing. People were quick to say that, but they don't realize when you are already getting deducted out of your money, now you got to go find a lawyer. Lawyers don't really work for free, so now you got to find a way to cover your bills and pay for that lawyer to do your lawsuit. So as you robbing Peter to pay Paul, and most people ain't got the money to rob Peter. So you know what I mean?
I'm just trying to scrape up money to be able to go see my kids. You know what I mean? Like let alone.
Oh shit! I'm just trying to scrape up money to go to work to pay for my kids. Shit.
Right. Yeah, and I've done a video on this channel a while back where I broke down how much the average man makes in Texas and how he's in the red after he pays all these different things. Right? A lot of men, if you ain't making a certain amount of money, a lot of men are underwater. So you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. So it's crazy. So you mean to tell me that the baby mama on the state and the state both got their hands in a man's pocket? Yep. That's exactly what we try to
tell you.
That's exactly what we try to tell you. Really foul women will hop state to state and have several cases open in your name for the same child. I've
heard of that one. That's effed up right there.
Yep. So I'm gonna play the last video, and then we can chat a little bit, and we'll get up out of here. Okay. So I'm just gonna play this clip. This clip says it all about what men go through.
You want to be honest?
Yeah,
all the way honest.
Yeah, because you seem super strong mentally.
No.
No.
The people when the people around you don't celebrate you properly. Like I'm this world-class athlete, but at the end of the day, when I go home, I'm not being celebrated properly. I'm on the good as what I could do. You make me feel like I'm on the good as what I could provide. And I bet not do this and bet not do this, or you know what I'm saying? Just how you look at life. It's like you're not being celebrated by the people around you. Like, I'm already getting beat up by the world. I'm already a nigga. You know what I'm saying? I make this shit look good. You know what I'm saying? But I'm already a nigga. I'm already getting beat up by the world. I'm already looking at social media, comparing my life to other people's highlight reels. I'm dealing with this. I'm already dealing with the anxiety because I got to be the best in my field. When I feel like I'm not the best at what I'm doing, I'm already this. And then to go home and still not be in peace.
So I wanted that to be the last video of the night because I'm sure I read your comments. I know that there's a lot of men out there that are suffering, that a lot of men have checked out of the game because they would rather suffer through their own shit alone and find peace in that than to have someone that don't have their best interest in mind that's willing to steal their peace for their own selfish reasons. But that goes into a larger discussion about how men aren't celebrated, and how everybody look at a man and say, well, you a man up, just man up. And it's like, bro, we get beat down and you like, how am I going to do this and that? And you hustling, you doing your best, man. At the end of the day, bro, nobody hear you, nobody give a shit, nobody cares. And it's not even just that people don't care, just people got their own shit going on sometimes too. And you feel all alone, man. You feel like ain't nobody out there that can understand and relate. And that's kind of why we have this channel, man. We have a channel like this. And for us to be able to talk about these issues, to be able to vent about these issues, and for us to be able to talk with each other. So if you feel like you ain't got nobody, man, you always got TSG Uncut, bro. I'm going to keep this thing running until I can't no more. Subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, do all those things, man, because for the negative that is in these spaces, there is some positive. We are seeing changes in men. We seeing men not putting up with the crap no more. And I made a video of that on the channel. Look through the library and find that video, bro. I'm just saying that, like, I wanted that video to be played because I just wanted you to know if nobody celebrates you out there, Kings, I celebrate you, man. Especially if you're out there, you're on your grind and you're on your purpose and you're doing what you're supposed to do. I celebrate you here on this channel, bro, and you have a place to always come to always be able to talk about these issues, even when they tough. All right? What you got to say, man?
Oh, man. Not much more I could add to that, bro. You kind of killed that one for me. But, yeah, like you said, it's a hard thing, man. People don't understand that us being men, we have a lot that we can't say, or we feel like we can't say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
well, and then you say some certain things, and then you get filleted or slaved for it.
I'm about to say that was gonna be my next statement that was coming out of my mouth. But then, when you say what's on your mind, you get vilified for it. So it's like I can't tell you how I feel about this because I know what's going to happen. So I'll just suck it in, and then you end up going crazy while the other person is being completely sane and fine because you're the one that's got to eat it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just having that where you could just come, like the man said, come home and be in peace and be celebrated. It means more than it means more. And when he say celebrate, it don't mean no more than a back rub to some men. It don't mean more than just a shoulder rub to some men. It just means that you understand what I went through today when I left out these doors. That when I left out these doors, I was a target. I was like Kevin J said, it's bad enough I'm already a ninja. You know what I mean? I had to walk out the door as that. And then, like you said, I'm in law enforcement, so then I got that on my back. You know what I mean? So it's always good to have that kind of celebration when you do get home. So just so people realize that even men have feelings and that we do need some kind of support every once in a while.
Yeah, man, you're absolutely right. Real quick story I want to tell y'all, and do a question a day real quick for y'all to put down in the comments. Y'all have to put it in the chat tonight, but put y'all answers in the comments after this video. When I was in the military, something that I've pondered on recently, we would go out to sea, and then for that deployment cycle, when we got back, we always had an award ceremony, right? An after underway award ceremony. And I remember that, you know, like when you started off, you got these little certificates signed by the captain, and that meant a lot to you. And then as you got more and more senior, then you started getting medals on your chest and stuff like that. And you get off that underway hoping that you can get one of those medals so that you could be up there in front of your peers and have them recognize you. And I thought about this now since I've been retired, and I said, man, it pushed us a little bit harder the next time we went underway just to get that little medal on your chest, bro. It's just whatever the material is, the cloth material, the metal, the little metal they use, whatever. And that little thing meant so much. But when I look at it now, none of them medals do shit for me right now, bro. They don't do a damn thing. But in the time, in that moment, in that second, in that period of time, in that period of my life, that medal meant everything in the world, bro. And so why do I bring up this story? I bring up this story to tell y'all that, especially for any women that's listening, that you got a man, or, you know, you had a man and you lost him because he said he didn't feel appreciated. That man just need that little medal, man. Sometimes he don't even need the medal, man. He just need that little piece of paper, man, with that little signature saying, I acknowledge these things that you do and I respect you for it, you know, and thank you for what you do. You know, I go out all the time, and my vets out there, we got a lot of vets that subscribe to the channel, and y'all hear somebody say, you know, thank you for your service. And you go, and if you like me, I just brush it off like, you know, man, it's not a big deal. You know what I mean? It's like, no, man, you don't understand. They tell you that.
Same thing we good.
Yeah. And so men, this is something that I pondered on, man. I pondered on it, and I thought the reason why those little medals worked, those little pieces of paper, those award ceremonies meant so much because, and we got to be real about this, as men, we don't feel like we need the admiration, and we don't feel like we need that stuff. But the truth of the matter is we absolutely do need it. No matter what we might say, nah, it's not a big deal. We're going to downplay it. But the truth of the matter is everybody need that little medal on their chest, man. Everybody need that little, you know, I worked hard to bust my tail. That's why when we played in Little League and all these different things, man, you got that little trophy, bro. It meant something. It was an acknowledgement of your accomplishments and your efforts, man, and all the days of practice and all the times you threw that ball hundreds of times, man, till your arm was sore, bro. Like, all of that shit means something. How many women out there are losing their men because they can't even give them a little appreciation for what they do, especially if you got a good man at home? I'm gonna catch a couple more of these comments. We'll get up out of here. I already read that. Dope content as always, brother. Justino, thank you, right? Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and thank you for the $10 super chat. Thank you so much for being one of tonight's video sponsors. President says, do you seriously see why good men don't want to deal with the nonsense of worthless freeloaders and independent hypocrites and evil people? Preston, absolutely do. Nothing will never be enough to satisfy the ungrateful. You're right. D-Dog says, Sean, hey, Sean, we appreciate you, bro, for telling us the truth. Man, I think, listen, as much as this channel helps you guys out, it's therapy for us too, because that's what the space is supposed to be about us having a place to be able to share these things, even though, you know, like my pride don't hurt me to be able to tell you guys. I know I joked earlier, man, don't bring up my you know, don't mess with the afflicted, you know, but I was doing that as a joke. But the truth of the matter is this channel is therapy for me too, even though I've been to therapy, right? I've been to therapy, but it don't mean that it's not a constant process. It's not a constant working through those things. And still, even once you get past the things of the past, working on them so that they don't surface. And when they do, it don't affect you the same way it do if you haven't worked on yourself. You know what I mean? So you guys being up in here and me being able to share these stories means a lot to me as well. Much love to the family and friends of the chat. Salute to all the hard workers and the TSG go-getters. I like that. TSG go-getters.
Oh,
hey, us
that should be
deserve
your
to be
next shirt.
I know, right? TSG go-getters. If I can make it work, I'll do it. All right. Hey, us men deserve to be loved too if we doing right in this world. Absolutely. Absolutely. Unfortunately, we live in a world that don't give men that little medal. They don't give them the credit. Sean and P, salute to you, brothers. Y'all speaking nothing but facts, man. Hey, we just letting you know from my experience, bro. You know, anything to help out the gents, bro. It's just too bad that society doesn't care about the men that sacrifice their lives to protect and save people who don't want to be saved. Ooh, that's a deep one. Good night, gents. Hold the line. And to the vets, thank you for your service. You guys put your lives on the line, and it meant and means a lot. Thank you so much, Thurman, so much. And thank you for being a member of the channel. Again, you guys can be a member of this channel for the price of a cup of coffee a month, and you get exclusive content. So shout out to all my members. Shout out to all my gents. I just shared the broadcast with my bros. We out here. Good. Thank you so much for that. Banging content. Thank you, Preston. We need therapy, and some of us never had anyone to look up to and talk real game. Exactly. And that's why we do that right here every week on TSG on Wednesdays, typically right about 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to try to get a new video out soon. Probably not until Friday because I want to have a little time to be able to work on it and do whatever. Please support the next video. That's how you help this channel. Even if you don't contribute money, if you watch a video from beginning to end, hit the like button, leave a comment, you've supported this channel. You've really supported this channel. If you watch a video from beginning to end, like, comment, and then you watch the video I suggest at the end of the video, you help this channel. And shout out to all my gents who do that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Peace. All right, gents. Until next time, live your best life.